Hey guys, brand new podcast, and this is a special drop on a Friday or Saturday, whatever day you're hearing this. Fully Loaded Festival still going on tonight. We're in Dayton, going to Rochester tomorrow for Father's Day. The next week, Greenville, Bristol, Lawrenceville, Brandon, Mississippi, Fully Loaded Festival. Come check us out. Get your tickets at fullyloadedfestival.com. Joey Diaz, Fortune Feemster, Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, Nikki Glazer, Chelsea Lynn, Taylor Tomlinson, Brian Simpson, Big J. Okerson, Sal Volcano, Aaron Weber. All right. David Tell. He's not on this run. If you're he's there for Rochester though. Okay. If he's there for Rochester and he's not in the South. Some of those guys aren't on the South. Anyway, let's get to the chase. My buddy, I keep saying get to the chase. Cut to the chase. My buddy Bret Ernst has a new special called Domesticated Animal. It's a full special. It is on YouTube. It's the follow-up to his hit special, Principal's Office. I love Principal's Office. I love this guy. We have the most meandering conversation of two friends that haven't seen each other in a while that turns into a bottle of whiskey. We drink a bottle of whiskey on this podcast, and we talk everything. We talk Comedy Store. We talk about his last special. We talk about his family. We talk about old friends we knew at Florida State. It's a fucking great hang with two guys who have known each other for a long time. We talk about Leonardo DiCaprio's house, me getting naked. It's a great podcast. We also talk about our hit show that never aired from Buna Murray on TBS. I think it was TBS or Turner, or maybe True TV. Who knows? But it was about us in frat life or whatever it's called. So, but most importantly, go watch his special, Domesticated Animal, on YouTube. On YouTube right now. He just released it June 10th. It is there right now. Domesticated Animal, Bret Ernst. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend. Oh, by the way, if you're like, wait, I don't know who is this guy? He's in Cobra Kai. Fucking totally forgot about that. We talk about Cobra Kai. We talk about Ralph Macchio. Without further ado, my friend, comedian, Bret Ernst. Dude, congratulations on everything, man.
What are you talking about?
No,
this is great,
dude.
Man.
Are you kidding me? Fucking Cobra Kai is a fucking smash hit. It's got to be cool to be a part of like the #1 show in the country.
No, it is, man. I mean, it's like because we shot it for YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, because YouTube tried to start a streaming service, and then the first three seasons were shot for YouTube. It was YouTube Red, and then they changed it to YouTube Premium because I think people kept calling it RedTube. And then Netflix acquired it, and then that's when it took off. But we shot the first 2 seasons were on the YouTube network or Premium.
But you've been a part of things that look like they're gonna pop, and then nothing happens. Yeah. It looks like it's gonna pop, and then to finally get that pop.
And that's the one. Well, I will say, like, we knew how good the show was, but a lot of people didn't know it was out.
Oh, so fucking brilliant.
And then on the a lot of the the people online were loving it.
Yeah.
And
I read like maybe 7 years ago, maybe even more, maybe like 18 years ago. I read a blurb online that said Johnny is the victim.
Yeah, no, it was around that where they started doing. I think that had something to do with the TV show with the Doogie Howser.
Was that it?
Remember what was the show with
How I Love Your Mom?
Yeah, something like that.
Fucking whatever. Oh yeah, of course you know that Halston. I found out Halston's a Pentecostal. Whatever. But I remember reading something about that, and then when it came out, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome."
I can't get over the new dicks, and what's great is I've been here. First of all, what was the apartment that was off of Wilshire?
Yeah, that was 435 South Detroit Street.
Detroit Street,
it was and the then best fucking apartment.
Now I live in Vegas. Now the guy
you were just in Cleveland.
Yeah, but I got divorced. So you know all about all that.
I didn't know you got divorced.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but wait. So
what happened?
I'll tell you about that. Wait, so we drifted, and then we were like, we tried to make it work. We were like separated in the same house, which that's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then I got divorced like almost. It would be 2 years, I think, in April. But wait, so now I'm in Vegas, and I go to this restaurant. My best friend, and the executive chef there knew you because he lived in your building.
Wait, Roy Choi?
Yeah, Roy Choi.
Yeah.
And then because he's like, then he was like, oh, I used to see at the Comedy Store. And then I was like, yeah, I went to Bert's. And then, we did that. And then the other house was the last time I saw you.
The other house, we still have the other house. I love the other house.
Yeah, you have two houses.
That's
Wait, you have 2 houses in LA?
I got 3.
God bless you.
That's my divorced house. when Leanne kicks me out of here, I'm going to go there.
That one was great, though.
I told the dude that lives next door, I said, man, if you ever want to sell your house, give me a price. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I remember because you wanted to knock it down.
I wanted to knock it down.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that back then.
Man, that was that was the house. I mean, that was the house where everything happened in. Like, we had the girls, we raised the girls, we got our dogs, we put our dogs down. Like, and then this house is great, but it's like the girls are going to, George is 18, she's going to college.
Dude, I know, that's crazy.
I know.
I just, like yesterday, I told you, I bought her the Dora the Explorer toys.
Yeah.
When we were working in Irvine.
Can I tell you the one thing I think about when I think about you? You're the one person, I don't know why this sticks in my head. I remember one time we went to your apartment down in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, you want a beer? And I was like, yeah. And you're like, great. And you cracked 2 Bud Lights. And we were sitting there. We were bullshitting. We were talking. You had 1 beer. And then you're like, I think I'm going to go work out. And I was like, huh? And you're like, yeah, I'm going to go work out. Like, what do you want to do? And I was like, you just had a beer. Like, I'm going to have 5 more beers. And you're like, oh, not me. I'm going to go work out. I'm amazed at that. I'm consistently for my whole fucking life. I think about that so much that I think if you knew about that, you'd go, I can't drive down that street, down that area.
It was off of Bundy.
Without thinking about, you were so casual and like, you were like, you know what? Never mind. Let's just head back to the Hollywood. And I remember thinking like, that was so impressive. Like, how did he get raised so that he could have 1 beer?
Raised?
Yeah, like,
you know what? I don't even. It's funny. Things that stand out. I don't even remember that, man. But it sounds typical. I was never a big drinker, man.
Did you ever hear not to diverge, but I remember the time you were dating Eliza. Did you ever hear Eliza compliment you on my podcast?
Somebody sent it to me, and I was like, yeah, because man, she's great kid, awesome work ethic. I mean,
amazing,
funny, just always worked, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy too how far back we all go. It's funny now because I was saying that like he's been running how many I gained like what? How many? 40,000 followers in like the past week.
For real.
And because he started cutting up my old stuff.
Oh, your special's coming out
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, and all these people are like,
hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm not a good listener and I'm going to make myself a drink.
You think?
Dude.
Wait, you're not a good listener? I didn't know that about
worst. You know that.
It's awful. By the way, do you, after we have a drink, you want to go work out? I got your gym over there.
Your last special was so fucking amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
It was. Do you remember I texted you?
Yeah.
I was blown away. I was sitting on the tour bus. Everyone was asleep. I'm sitting there. I'm flipping through on my phone. I'm sitting in the little captain's chair, and I'm having a cocktail. And it comes up, and I was like, "Oh man!" And I just had a fond memory of us doing Atlantic City. And I haven't seen him do stand up in a while. And I watched it. Not only I tweeted about it, I texted about it, I Instagrammed about it, I TikToked about it, and I fucking texted you immediately.
Do you remember you were sleeping in my bed in Atlantic City? Because we were in the bed together.
Yeah.
And my buddy just got out of jail. You remember this? And he called me.
Yeah.
If you don't remember, it's fine, but I'm gonna refresh your memory.
Okay, keep going.
And he told me he had written a script. And I put it on mute as he was telling me about it, and we were just dying laughing. Yeah. My friend got out and he was like, yo, I wrote a script in jail. And then I'm like, dude, all right, first of all, this is what he said. He said, help me get it made, but I got to play myself. I'm like, dude, first of all, you're not going to be in a...
You go, what are you, Sylvester Stallone?
I said, you went to jail, not Juilliard. Like, what makes you think you can act?
Oh,
dude, we were crying, man. It was hilarious.
I remember you told me that day that Joey Diaz slept in the tub sometimes.
No, he was sleeping in the shower.
Sleeping in the shower.
Guess, Mike Ricca was on tour with him, and I guess Joey used to have to sleep in the shower to sleep because he had sleep apnea or something.
Yeah. God, man, I look back at those times and I go, we were just having so much fun doing stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think any of us, the business was so different then. No one had a goal of anything. It was just like, hey.
Well, the goals were easier then, but it was very difficult, right? So like, because you had success with the thing with the
Hurt Bert and Travel Channel and that, like,
well, before that with the
X Show
with the Ryan Williams, whatever.
Yeah.
Ryan, come on, God,
the Van Wilder shit.
Yeah. And then we did it with the development deal era, and then you're developing shows, but there was like a clear path, but there was so many gatekeepers, and then
there was no way that we were gonna there was no way you're gonna leapfrog Dane.
Well, yeah, but Dane at that time was the first, like, because he's the one that did the MySpace thing. Like, that was really the start. Here's what I remember about that era, because I started in 96, right?
I started in 98, 99. Yeah, keep going.
But we started, when we were coming up, it was the reality show era, which cut into that. And then it was the internet stuff that cut into that. And then it wasn't like it went away from that traditional model that we started in.
Yeah.
And then it was just open. And then guys like Rogan, and then the internet started coming into play. And it's almost like Hollywood split in two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's the best thing that's ever happened to stand up, because the gatekeepers were gone. The boxes weren't being checked. And hey, here's material. Here's what comedians are doing. Like Burr, when he went viral for Philly, that was huge.
Yeah. Oh, that was massive.
And then, if you would have asked me at that time who I thought the best comedians were, I would have said Patrice, Bill Burr,
Yeah.
But nobody was really in the clubs anymore. They were going for the reality show, which we can segue into what we did, which was fucking me, you, and Theo on that pilot was still one of my favorite gigs ever, bro.
I've tried to buy it from Bruno Murray.
But they won't
sell it.
Why?
I don't know. I reached out. It was a while ago, and I said I'll just give you $125,000,
and just so we could just air the pilot online.
So because I thought investment wise, I was like, I bet I can make that back. I bet I could chop this up into 5 episodes, because we did so much shit.
It was great.
We did so much shit for anyone. I've talked about this before a lot on other podcasts. I would love to hear your perception of how this show went down, because I remember mine. I remember you and Theo got pulled into Bruno Murray, and they were just like, you tell it.
Well, it was more like it was playing, because I think it was right when Old School was around.
And Steve Byrne had remade Wedding Crashers.
Steve Byrne?
Steve Byrne redid Wedding Crashers as a reality show.
Really?
And it was a hit in Vegas.
Wow, why don't I remember that? Why, this is how you know you're getting old.
Yeah, Steve Byrne did Wedding Crashers. So him and like Skylar Stone or something. Type in Steve Byrne's resume. They did Wedding Crashers.
I remember. I kind of vaguely remember. Oh wow, you got that hooked up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the real Wedding Crashers.
The real Wedding Crashers.
Right. So I think wasn't ours before then, or was it the same time?
This. It was that. So this came out.
But it was, you were the springboard, because it was like, okay, we're gonna do grown men starting a fraternity again.
Yeah, and they were like, all right, we're gonna put it out in in Craigslist. We'll just put out an ad, and whoever gets it, we'll just sign them up.
Mm-hmm.
And man,
well, we had to screen it. There was like 20, 30 guys, and we
I don't think they screened it at all.
Well, we did. Remember, we got to pick.
Oh yeah, we picked.
And by the way, I stayed friends. I'm still friends with Kieran. With Kieran.
Is he still doing stand up?
He's in New York. He's producing stuff now.
Oh really?
Yeah. And
Kieran was for in our book was a stand up, because he's done some open mics.
But what sold me on him is he could do the whole Godfather scene when he's like when Fredo goes to see Michael. And he did it verbatim, and I was in. I'm like, this is my number one choice. And then we had the kid, rest his soul, that played at USC.
Passed away, big guy.
Then we had the karate kid, the kid that did karate. Remember when he kicked the guy in the chest and he went flying across the room? Because he's like, I don't think it's real.
Yeah.
And he goes, and he stood there and he just went, boom, and the guy went, and he was on the ground, and everybody was laughing. We had the Marine kid that came back
going through the PTSD.
That he hit the goat with the bottle. We kidnapped the goat.
We kidnapped the wrong goat. Remember? We kidnapped the wrong goat.
Then they had that party for like 3 hours
with the bottle. It was so bad. And then we to a party and we just got porn stars.
Yeah, porn stars at rock and roll band.
And it was just the rock and roll band. If I could find this band, they
were the three hot girls and then the
3 hot girls. They were all singers. They had bottles of whiskey and pillows, and they had tape over the nipples.
Yeah, they had the X's on
tape over the nipples and their pussies, and they just ripped open pillows and spit whiskey in your mouth.
They were awesome.
Oh,
that was a savage time.
I remember at one point jumping off. The house we had was in like Topanga Canyon, and it had a waterfall going through it.
Yeah.
Remember? And
it was cold, and I think you guys were swimming.
I was in pajamas, like a onesie, and I jumped off the top deck into the pool. And I remember at one point the producers coming out going, we gotta stop. We can't use any of this. And there were 2 naked women standing next to me, and I'm smiling ear to ear in pajamas, hammered, going, I don't know what you're talking about. This looks usable to me. I remember
how many was that a week we were there or 3? It was like so quick.
It was like 3 days. We went.
It was nuts, man.
We went. My favorite ever was the football scene.
Yeah, where we played the girls tackle football.
Because so I'll tell Halston. So Bret really played football. Like
but I wasn't the one. It was the big guy that played at USC.
Yeah. So
but I did take that girl. That one girl was running her mouth, and she had because they had full equipment on. We didn't have equipment.
They take us out to a field, and they're like, "You're gonna play football today." We're like, "Great." It was raining. It was cold. Everyone's like, all right, we're drunk. We go out to this field and we see a bunch of like women in pink uniforms, pink helmets, pink shoulder pads. And they're like, that's who you're playing.
These girls were tough, by the way. These weren't like, these girls could get down.
So we start the game and they start fucking like hitting us with pads. We're like, yo, we don't have pads on.
Yeah.
And we're like, this isn't fun. They're like, yeah, that's what you get. Yeah, come on our house. And Bret goes, all right, huddle up, everybody.
With the kid, the big guy was like,
he
at the nose guard. He took the center out, and then the fullback came in. And then you
gave the best. I want to see dead whores.
No, I didn't say that. Come on, man.
You gave the best pep talk.
That's a paraphrase. I never said that.
Lit bitches up. We lit bitches up. You think?
And then I think we had a beer with them afterwards.
Yeah,
I don't know. I forgot. Like it was on the bus.
They were crying.
It was awesome.
We fucked these whores up. We went out to an ice skating rink and someone just slipped and cracked her head open.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
man.
It was such a fucking cavalcade of just the wrong thing happened every fucking time. And my favorite was in the middle of the party. We just got porn stars to come out to just party with us. And I remember at one point, one guy comes up to me. He's like, I think I just cheated on my wife.
Yeah, remember the one kid that we were going to take out?
Take out his occupation. Take out his occupation.
No, but we were going to take him to a club and pretend that like he's worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? Because he had never been laid.
That kid was a virgin.
Yeah, he was a virgin. And we were going to take him to a club and then be in suits like we work for him and build them up and then, then see, whoever would come to the table and then, but they didn't okay that.
You two as wingmen?
Oh,
yeah.
And Theo.
Oh,
let's just say that Theo wasn't a silent partner in any of this. Okay.
Theo was great though. Dude, it was a lot of fun. I wish they would have sold it to you.
I wanted to.
Let's shoot it again.
Do you remember my jacket smelled so bad?
Yeah, it smelled like goat cheese.
It smelled like goat shit. I wore the same jacket the whole trip, and it smelled like goat shit.
And the other kid, the Marine kid, would get up in the middle of the night. Remember, and sleepwalk
and run the perimeter
around the house.
To recon around the house.
Yeah, it was.
And
great.
he'd wake up and they'd be like, "Hey man, I think he's got problems."
Didn't we talk about this on the last time or no?
I don't fucking know. I talk about it so much.
It was one of the best.
I've done a couple of these great projects where you go, if this goes, it's a hit. But I need someone at the network to say, this is a go.
Remember when we did the picture at was DiCaprio's house with Mike Young?
Yeah. I do.
And we were out because we did a tour, the Young American tour. That's
Type
what we
in
were
Young American. See if you can find it, Halston. Young American tour. Bert, Bret, Steve, Mike, Butch.
It was me, you.
Images.
It was me. Wait, it was me, you, Sebastian.
Oh yeah, Sebastian.
Sebastian was on it. Bret Young. Who's that? There's a picture of him. We're all at the house, and he's the only one naked, of course. What's Bret Ernst and me? Is that me and you?
Yeah, that's me and you probably.
Wait, we'll be Young American Tour.
It's popping up like with your old.
Nah.
You're never gonna find it.
It's a great picture of Bert though.
We said we got.
Oh well, we can't find it.
Pretty vague.
We'll find it. We'll put it on Instagram. We got Leonardo DiCaprio's house and his photographer.
Yeah, because Mike was friends with him.
Mike was friends with him, and so we go up there, and they're like, and we're all standing in like this beautiful pose over Hollywood.
Yeah, I had my
Hollywood.
Yeah, we all had our shirts on, and then Bart was naked, like looking at us.
I just took all my clothes off.
He's always naked. I gotta see if I have it in my phone.
What is this show called, by the way? What did you call it?
The Young American Tour.
No, that was the
show before.
I don't remember.
Frat House.
Was it?
Frat House?
I don't remember. It never went anywhere, so it never got like it was like the working Bert, Bret, and Theo project.
I gotta see if I have this picture. I'm sorry, man.
It was such a great. I bet Buena Murray. I wonder if they're still a company. Oh, they have to do like the real road and road rules shit.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. I got it. I knew I had it.
Airdrop it to Halston.
How do I airdrop? Yeah. This is the kid that runs my social media. This kid's amazing.
Yeah. Of course you have low
dude, listen, man. I don't know anything about any of this stuff, man.
So wait,
I can't even remember names.
What's it like being single?
It's cool, man. I mean, look.
Have you like? I mean, you were always kind of like like you were never you could get any chick you wanted, but you were never like you were never about just pussy.
Nah.
And so what is it like now?
It's cool, man. I bought a condo out there, and I just I do residency every Tuesday and Wednesday at the Strat, which is, dude, let me tell you something, man. I do the LA Comedy Club there, and you did it years ago.
Yeah,
remember?
I love that place. Just Joaquin and
Joaquin and Matt.
Matt still do it?
Every Tuesday and Wednesday there, I'm 10 o'clock, and I do like, I get to work out there. So, but it's a different audience from everywhere all the time. Yeah, there's the photo.
God, that's a great photo.
Yeah. The baggy jeans. Oh, Steve Byrne was in there. I forgot about Steve in that picture. And there's Butch Bradley. Oh, Butch has got a residency at the LA Comedy Club too. He's in Vegas now.
Yeah. I heard that he was out there.
Yeah.
I talked to him, I think.
And Mike just got done directing another movie. And of course, Steve is, killing it.
Look at your ass, dude.
And yeah, the guy is
Thank you.
Ass like a horse.
Thank you very much.
Strong. He's got strong hind legs.
Well, I was half naked today for the entire fucking shoot day, and I've lost it. So,
what happened today? What shoot day?
I had
photos.
I had a photo shoot and then a video shoot starting at like 6 a.m, and I just was like,
your promotions are phenomenal. With the marching bands, all that shit.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Do you hire somebody? You come up with that?
I come up with it. I've been shooting it myself forever, and now I get my cousin comes over and shoots them. And my cousin's really good at editing. He does all the editing now. It got overwhelming because it started getting to a place where they were like Red Rocks was the one where they were like, well, Jim Jeffries bailed. Do you want to just do it by yourself?
The Red Rock in Vegas?
Red Rock's in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I can promote that. Like, I'll shoot some videos.
Oh, that's that big outdoor theater.
Yeah. And so I did a really good promo video that sold the place out. I was going to get surgery, and I told them, I said, just so you know, you're not going to count me under. I'm going to have my phone, and I'm going to do a promo for Red Rocks, and I want you to put me under during the middle of the promo. And he was like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I got 5,000 tickets to sell.
What was the surgery?
And I got on my elbow. I got my tendons. I ruptured my tendons and retracted into my arm. So
how'd you do that? Taking your shirt off?
No, well, close. Fucking doing a fight scene in my movie. And so I did the promo, and I was like, I'm going to surgery. I just want to let anyone know if I don't come out on the other side, I'll be at Red Rocks September 9th. And then my what's the guy kind of puts me under. I dropped the phone on my chest, and then that promo sold it out. And so then I think my team was like, oh, I think we can just put him in arenas because he'll just keep promoting until they sell. And then you do arenas, and it's not like they go, all right, cap 7,000, and then you sell 7,000. Like, oh, move the stage back. It's now 9,000. And you're like, oh, okay. And then they move the stage back. They're like, fuck it, 10,000. Let's do 10,000. And so you're constantly
How
promoting.
did you feel that? How did you make that adjustment? Because I mean, when I did the Wild West tour, those were the kind of audiences we were doing. You know what I mean? But prior to that, I was always either at the store and in a nightclub, and I had some experience at it. Like I did the Celebrity Theater, but to do that in a constant
Celebrity
night,
Theater is
man.
one of the best fucking places in the world.
But again, it wasn't just me. I was only doing, because that's when it was, me, Sebastian, Cap, and Ahmed when we toured.
What's Cap doing?
He's in Vegas as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Everyone's in Vegas now?
It's no state tax, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
No state tax. And you know what else? After my divorce, then COVID hit, man. Let me tell you, the beginning of 2020 was rough. And I had just shot this special right before COVID came out. And I had COVID when I shot. I had a 102-degree temperature.
Really?
Can't prove it was COVID, but I'm going to tell you right now, I had never been that sick. And I remember not being able to smell. And then when I went to the doctor after we shot, because it was go time, right? Like I paid for the cameras. They're there because we shot at Kimmel's Club. And I just had to go. And, I was burning up. But, once you get on stage, it doesn't matter.
It all goes away.
Yeah, you don't even realize you're sick. So then when I went to the doctor, he said, you got some kind of bronchial infection. Just take a Z-Pack. And I took the Z-Pack and it still didn't go away. And then it finally went away. But and then COVID came out. It was in March. We shot it in February. And then March was the big thing. And then I was sleeping on my mother's couch while I was going through the divorce because I lived in Ohio. And then all my gigs were canceled. And I was like, shit. And now I'm losing, it was a bad time.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get unemployment because when I would go to Ohio, they didn't even have entertainer as an unemployer, right?
Yeah.
But Vegas had it as an essential worker. And I remember that.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that's there.
Vegas,
and then once everything, Cobra Kai got picked up, things started picking up again. Then I'm like, I'm going to move in Vegas. It's close to LA. Picked up the residency,
really close to
no
LA.
State tax. And they have, God forbid there's another shutdown, I can at least get unemployment as an entertainer. You know what I mean? So that was part of the decision making.
And then you're doing 2 nights a week at fucking
2 nights a week.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, because, as comics, we got to work out. And, people don't realize that. And you got to work out in front of an audience. Here at least I had the Comedy Store, which, I was there almost every night.
Yeah.
I do miss, it's funny. I mean, because nobody's really changed. Everybody's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But those were fun times when we were all just.
Yeah. Who's your class was the class?
Well, it was me, Sebastian, Tripoli got passed with me. Did you get passed? Oh no, you got passed later on.
Later, way later.
Caparulo, Maj Jabrani. But we were already hanging out because I got there in '99. I didn't get passed until 2000.
Yeah, that's not that long. Though,
but then
right?
that was when Rogan and Diaz and Bobby Lee, all of everybody
Ari.
You pretty much see on all the podcasts.
Yeah.
Ari Shafir, Steve Renazizi, everybody was there. And it was like, nobody came to the store at that time.
What
it was
a
like
great fucking time.
And we just, it was like, we were like a family, man.
You need to a scene needs to have that for a scene to pop. The scene needs to be unseen for a while and to create the energy there before it becomes a scene.
Without mentioning names, because it doesn't matter. But I remember there being comedians that used to make fun of the store, right? Because we were like, we were our own thing, and even our girls at the store were like Leslie Jones, Whitney, Liza, there were those girls at the store that these were like, everybody could hit it. Paula Bell, remember?
I remember Paula Bell.
Marilyn Martinez, rest her soul, Sean Pulowski, Shea Matash. There was like, then you had, everybody was there. And, but the audiences didn't come because, at that time they were like, the Improv was pretty much the place to be because, they had the management company, but people, every time they went up, they were showcasing.
But the people at the Improv at the time were like, it was like Patton Oswalt, Sarah,
Zach Galifianakis, Schwartzy.
Yeah.
You were
Daniel
there.
Tosh, I was there.
You did a lot there.
I did a lot. I was an improv guy always. I was never a Laugh Factory guy. The energy at the Laugh Factory creeped me out all the fucking time.
Well, I was very fortunate enough to play all three.
Yeah.
But I was a store guy first. But Mitzi was the reason why she nurtured that environment of take risks on stage. You could lose spot, like you could go up, kill, And if it was with you've been killing with the same material, Mitzi
Yeah.
would stop giving you spots. She'll be like, you're not using the stage right. Or you could go up and bomb. And she would be like, all right, I'm going to give you more spots. I like where you're going. Like, she was always encouraging it. You never knew what could, because when she was in the room, you got nervous.
Yeah.
You know, because, you know, you didn't know if she would be mad, but it was encouraged to go in, take risks. And, you know, and the other thing that was always great about the store is we had no MC. So we piggybacked from 9 o'clock till 2 a.m. So, you know, if Chris Rock goes up, I got to follow Chris. You know, Rogan, Mitzi put me behind Rogan a lot. And, you know, that's how you learn. You got to learn how to follow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, it was such a unique time, and everybody was just tight and hanging out in the lot. And even comics that perform would come and hang out, you know?
I always found it interesting that, like, there was a chunk of guys that didn't overlap. Like you and Byrne and Mike Young and Ren Azizi didn't overlap with the Joey Joe. Ari kind of, but Ari was like the middle fence. I always found that fast. Like when we all started podcasting, I just assumed that all the store guys would come over, but there was I guess it was like an age difference or something.
You know, who knows, man? I mean, I know, you know, I'm still cool with everybody. So, you know, I don't know, man. I'm one of those guys, though. I don't really know how to ask for anything. Which
I have a hard time asking.
It's hard, man. And then, you know, people's schedules come in, and, you know, it's just whatever, man. I mean, I know, I just always focused on the stage, and, you know, I was involved in a lot of the Hollywood stuff too. I still am, but I was always, you know, I don't want to sound corny, but a comic first.
Yeah. I'm never good at like I envy sometimes the guys who can bother someone to get them on their podcast.
But I would feel like I'm bothering somebody.
Yeah.
Like
I would feel like I'm bothered. I'll send
not you though.
Not me.
Yeah,
but
of course not.
Yeah. Like I don't have a problem with like if I have something coming out, I'll hit up the people I know, but there's a podcast in New York called Are You Garbage? And
yeah, those guys are great.
they're fucking awesome. And so I was going to New York, and I was like, I like their podcast, but I didn't know how to reach out. And so I hit up Ari. I was like, hey man, do you have one of their numbers? Maybe I could text them. I texted them. I was like, hey, is it cool? Would it be cool if you guys have time to do your podcast? And they were like, are you kidding me? And I was like, motherfucker, I shouldn't have said anything. And then they're like, of course we want you. And then I was like, oh, okay, thank God. But like, I'm not that.
Yeah, well, it's hard if you're like, especially when, you know, it's one of those things. But again, everybody still stayed pretty grounded, and everybody's still pretty cool. And, you know, it's funny now, like even that a lot of my stuff just went viral this week, and people are like, you know, this material's been done. It's like, yeah, I did it. This is from 2005.
Yeah, fuck face.
It's mine. You know what I mean? I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, people seem to like it.
So how are you leaning into social media? Because you're just now
this kid.
And so, like, what's your 3-pronged attack? Like, you got.
I don't know. You're just cutting up all the stuff that I've done in the past, and just to get people aware of that I'm out there, man. Like, look, I understood the power of it because when I did, I was the first to release a special for free on YouTube.
I remember.
Right, Principal's Office, which is the one that you saw. What's the number count up to now? 73,000.
I've seen Getting Bottle Service so fucking much. That's come across my fucking feed.
You want to hear what's hilarious though?
What's that?
And everybody's like, somebody said this is if mom says we have Sebastian at home. Like they're accusing that a lot. If you read,
fucking
hilarious.
But
they're all accusing me of taking from Sebastian, and it's like, dude, this is from so long ago.
Italians at a nightclub.
And then I'm like, dude, he's my
people.
best friend. Like they have no idea that this has been done. Like this was in my special, my half hour in 2009. Because remember that. So people don't realize this, but when you first start comedy, like the first 7 or 8 years, you're doing the same act because that's really what you do, right? It's like what you're known for. Like I would have to roller skate at the club. And
I was telling that to someone today. I was like, here comes Tony.
And by the way, that bit made me, we did pretty well with that bit. But anyways, so, in 2009, you pretty much do the same material or the same set whenever you're filming, right? Because that's like what you started with.
Yeah.
So when I started comedy, I was 25. So it's all about clubbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But here, I don't even know how old I am there, but
that's, I mean, let's just point out 3.2 million views on a fucking clip on Instagram is astronomical.
well, I think too, because I may have a lot of people from Italy are like insulting me.
Oh,
Because they're not like,
they don't get it.
well, they're like, you're not Italian, you're from America, you know.
You're not Italian.
They're
Wait,
right.
How the fuck can they take the most Italian guy I know?
Well,
They
Italian
go-
American, and that's
Yeah, but you are.
it's his fault, by the way. You just put Italians going to get clubs or whatever. He just tagged it and
You
wrote
just
it.
fucking take the fucking one buzz clip and go Italians at a club.
Dude, I am literally, I think the whole country of Italy hates me right now. They're cursing me in Italian, and then I got people going, you know, this is a Sebastian wannabe. Like, it's like, dude, what the fuck? What is,
are you
oh, and then
talking
the stuff
about?
about my gay brother, which that was in 2018 when I released Principal's Office. I mean, dude, you really do realize, I mean, I don't know how much. Do you even read your comments? I'm sure people hate you, love
Yeah,
you.
Of course they do. Of course.
Yeah.
There's people that well, my thing is, the one I always get is, he has one good story. You're
Oh, about the Russian?
Like, I'm on my fucking 5th special. Like, clearly I can do it more than that. But whatever.
But you
I
know
agree.
what's funny?
And part of me goes, you're right. I
But-
got one good one.
But the other thing is that, like, they don't realize I'm making fun of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's part of the joke.
Yeah.
I'm making fun of myself too, but
Well, you've always been self-deprecating in your comedy, which is ironic because you're such a cool person. Like, you really are, but people don't realize where you came from, how you were raised, how you grew up, how you have always kind of been the underdog.
but if
You went to a school where it was like knock a white guy out.
well, Cracker Day, yeah,
knock your cracker out.
But if you, I mean, Principal's Office is pretty much like that. Which this new special, I shot it as being married, even though when I shot it, we were already at the. I was living in Florida. I was sleeping on my mother's couch. But that is more about being married. That's why it's called Domesticated Animal.
Yeah.
But the new special that I haven't shot yet, the one I'm working on now, is about being divorced. You know what I wanted to do is at the end when I do the third one, if you watch Principal's Office, Domesticated Animal, and then Out of the Cage, which is the third one, in a row, it'll tell a story.
Oh, I bet
It'll
will.
tell because
Yeah.
I'm more of a storytelling type guy.
You're a fantastic storyteller.
And I know, and it's funny too, because like, and again, I don't want to put myself down, but you know, I'm not really a great joke writer, and you realize that when you get your shit transcribed and you're reading it, and you're like, there's nothing funny here.
I sat before I did Premium Blend. Pat Buckles was running.
I remember Pat. Yeah,
Pat Buckles sat down and she goes, "So I didn't get a chance to go through your material. I want to go through it real quick. I'm about to go on stage in 30 minutes." She goes, "I just want to real quick. I have it transcribed. I'm going to read it back to you. I just want to make sure we're clear." She goes, "So here we go. So my name's Bert. I know what you're thinking. Hot, sexy name. Bert. Is that your first joke?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Okay. I'm silent during sex like Helen Keller." Okay. And I was like, "Yep. I know a lot of you guys are thinking." And I'm like, and I just sat there going, I've got to say this in front of an audience. And it was 1,300 people. I remember how fucking big I thought that was. I was like, and I remember I just came out and I was way too loud. I was like, "What's up? Oh, I love this band." Like, oh, fucking just, huh? And I remember Tig Notaro bombed so hard. But when you watch both our sets, Tig murdered because she was in control of herself. She was like, "Well, you know, this is my energy. This is what you're getting." And they boost the laughs up. But you were the first person I knew to put out a YouTube special.
And I mean, it was also, I did get an offer, but then they didn't want me to own it. They wanted to buy it. I couldn't share it. See I'll tell you where I kind of ran into a problem is that everything I had done prior to this, I think Viacom owned.
Yeah.
Right. And when you go to share it, you get flagged. And like that half hour was top when they did the stand-up showdown. It was like top 5 in 2010. I shot it in 2009, but it aired. I shot it in October of 2009 because the Yankees won the World Series. We were in New York.
Yeah.
And then it aired in April of 2010. nobody even knows it exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when that always stuck with me because you could never share anything. And then everything I did for the Showtime stuff, everything got flagged.
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, I need to shoot something that I can own and share. And that was part of it. And then when I shot it, because that's when Netflix was still licensing, but right when it got done, they wanted to own. Remember, they wanted to, and they didn't want to license anymore. They wanted to produce it and own it. And I don't even think they looked at it. And then there was a couple like smaller services. And then somebody offered, I wouldn't even have made what I put into it. And then I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Because I always, again, man, my favorite, I don't need permission to exist. And, and I'm just in the clubs amongst the comics. I figured, I got a good rep and, hopefully people would help. And, like you tweeted it and stuff like that. And, I built out a website at the time and I knew how to do it differently. Like I did it good enough to where we're at 4 million views, I think, for the hour. But now, like Schultz, when Schultz was talking to me about it, he did it better, as far as smarter, which that kid's a brilliant.
Those guys,
genius.
All of those guys.
The way they were able to just take control of their own industry. And you too, man. I mean, you guys, that's why I say it's the best time to be an artist, man.
Oh, without a doubt.
And Mark Norman, by the way, did the same thing. And, he was like, because I saw him at Skankfest, we were all talking and he's like, yeah, dude, I remember when you did that. And now it seems to be the trend, not that I'm the trendsetter, but. Nah, but actually Ari Shaffir and Burr, I remember Burr was like, dude, just come on my podcast, because he helped me push it. And then Ari's like, just get it out, bro. Just get it out.
Yeah. Ari, maybe I shouldn't say, but I think, Ari's shooting his this week.
Is he? Well, the Jew, right? It's called something Jew.
Jew. I think it's just Jew.
Yeah.
Which I heard that fucking hour's insanely good.
Dude, that's why, the one thing I'd say too is that all the comics that are online, those are the ones that deserved. It's some of the best, rawest comedy. That's the way comedy should see. Comedy is where it needs to be. It's back underground.
Well, it's got to feel a little dangerous again.
Yeah.
I think I might have been Ari when they were talking about cancel culture and they're like, are you worried? And he was like, no, this is what makes it fun. This is the fun part, is when you tell the dangerous joke. I've never really understood the line in the sand, because I assume if I have a mic in my hand, or if I'm speaking into a mic, you understand that I'm trying to tell a joke. I'm attempting a joke. That if I'm doing a podcast, listen, man, if you catch me talking shit in my backyard and you record me and you hear me at my dinner table, I meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been worried about those moments.
Well, stop recording yourself.
But even when people get in trouble, like Jimmy Carr got in trouble for a joke he made, and I was like, but he told it in a microphone on Netflix. But
again, right. But what kind of trouble are we really in? You know what I mean? And we're not really. What you do is you even with the stuff about my gay brother, somebody commented, you're not helping by doing this. It's like, I'm not trying to help. I'm telling you a story between me and my brother that is 100% factual. I'm sharing an experience. Because again, that's my style of comedy. I talk about what stupid shit I do. Everything's personal. Everything's based in reality. I have to change names sometimes because, I don't want to get sued.
The real names are so good.
Yeah, but you can't. And I talked to a lawyer about that. There's a probability. I can't remember the comedian that got sued by their mother or mother-in-law. It can happen. Right. So make sure your marriage doesn't go south. But you can't.
My daughters could light me up. Well, they could take this house out from under me in a second.
You used a lawyer's real name in your special.
Did you get permission?
I did.
Lynn.
Oh yeah,
she's a lawyer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Didn't you?
All right, look, I don't want to give anybody any ideas.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no. I've the real names make it so good. It does. But I don't know.
Again, man, it's all true. You have to be a little careful, but And sometimes I downplay the truth, even though the truth may be funnier.
Yeah.
To us, it can get a little, you
Yeah,
don't
but
want it to be too
you've
true.
always had that. You've always had that ability to take something dark at times and make it funny.
That's part of why I got into comedy, is you want to, like, even now that I'm talking about the divorce, like, and by the way, my wife was cool, ex-wife, we it's not like we were friends, but at the same time, she wasn't going to kill me. And, we were adults about it. And, in case somebody's going through a divorce, everything's going to be okay. Like my thing is 100 years from now, none of this is going to matter. You know what I mean?
That's what upsets me.
No, it's
100 years from now, they're going to be like, who? That's that fucking keeps me up at night. That
you'll be dead. Who cares?
You're dead, and then it just ends, and then you're not.
Are you
a part
high
of
or
it.
drunk?
A little bit of both.
Are we gonna get deep here?
It fucking keeps me up at night. Aren't you afraid of death?
No, I don't want to die, but if it comes, it comes. So it's gonna happen.
I know, but I want to just believe it isn't.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, let's just say tomorrow everything's gone, right? And I mean, see, I don't have kids, so
yeah.
Without having kids, it's like, okay, I had a blast. I mean, I had a blast.
No, hold on. I had a blast.
Yeah.
No kids, no wife. Well, first of all, no kids, no wife. I don't have the life I have. But no kids, no wife. If you just count that out, right? Oh, dude, there's no way anyone's going to believe that I did what I did with as little amount of talent as I have. Like, the experiences I've had in life have been astronomical.
Do you remember when I came to your, I forgot, it was at the Improv. You had a premiere. Something aired that night. I don't know if it was your, did you do an hour for Comedy Central? Or was it your half hour?
Might have been my hour for Showtime.
I think it was Comedy Central though.
Oh, I did an hour for Comedy Central. Yeah.
There was a party at the Improv, and I forgot when it aired, and we were just talking, and as artists in general, you're always doubting yourself, and you just were like down.
Oh yeah,
dude, what the fuck are you down for? You're like, I didn't come out right, this and that.
Oh, I hated that special.
And meanwhile, everybody's laughing, having a good time.
Yeah,
it's I don't know, man. If people really realize, how much we put into it, how much we care about a joke, and we know it's a joke. Like, again, no matter what you say or do, you're going to piss somebody off. And the funny thing is 98% of it is beyond positive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But the 2% is like, that's the one where, like, and again, maybe it's a generational thing. I was never big into talking shit.
It's a generational thing. I would.
If I don't like something, I'm not gonna say something or say some mean shit online. And like, if I can't talk to you as a person, and not that I'm be confrontational about it, but it'd be like, look. But then again, it's none of my business what you do.
I think it's a kid's thing. Is to say things that to try to get a rise out of you. I think they're shocked that you'd even reply. To be honest with you.
Well, I actually don't mind if you say I suck. I really believe it's none of my business what they think about me.
Yeah.
I'm just in awe what gets people mad. Like, there's nothing abrasive, or I'm not targeting anybody, and yet still people, they come at you. And it doesn't really bother me as much as it should. That makes sense? But you still want to respond and be like, hey man, why don't you Google our names together, or go, I've been doing this since 1996. I'm not young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That clip is, can't you tell by the pants and the shirt I'm wearing and the Caesar cut?
No, you're always going to get compared to someone. I remember I looked a lot like Dane Cook with it when I didn't have a beard. And by the way, I think I was stealing his act. Like, I was just very repetitive, and, everyone had a little bit of Dane in them back in the day. And I don't know. I did care, like, during the pandemic, I had a period where I cared because I was online, and then I just kind of was like, I don't know. I don't know. I started doing the movie, and then I couldn't get online for a while.
That's awesome, by the way, man.
Oh, thanks.
Isn't like Luke Skywalker in it?
Yeah, Luke Skywalker's my dad.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. But that was like
What's the premise?
I me and my dad get kidnapped by the Russian mafia, and I have to go back and fix all my wrongs I did as a youth. And I'll tell you what, I was saying to someone, I saw Top Gun Maverick last night. It's not as good as Top Gun Maverick, but it's definitely as good as Top Gun. No, I'm kidding.
So wait, again, there's obviously going to be a scene with your shirt off playing volleyball.
Oh, you can see there's I'm shirtless in a good part of it. But yeah, you know,
let me ask you this, because this is how I feel, man. I am always attracted to comics, and I don't mean in a way that I'm attracted to you.
Jesus Christ, you can tell I'm high. Keep going.
No, I'm saying, like, whether you're acting or, like, when I was in Atlanta, we shoot Cobra Kai. I'm going to the clubs at night.
You shoot that in Atlanta?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to the clubs at night.
Yeah.
I'm going to Laughing Skull. Wherever there's a gig, I got to get up. Because I'm there for, like, a month.
Yeah.
I got to get up. I want to go to the comedy clubs. Like, there's times.
How great is that? That's be so much fun to get up in Atlanta.
Dude, it's great scene too, man. And Dan, that's with me, we would hit rooms. I'm doing, like, bar shows, but then I love hanging with comics. It's like, that's where I feel the most comfortable.
It's a great scene in Atlanta too.
Huh?
It's a great scene.
Yeah. But again, man, do you find that, like, even when you do the movies, are you always like, I got to get on stage?
I tour so much, meaning, like, when I go on tour, we're out for 3 weeks at a time, and it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so I only really get 2 days off, and so I'm talking, so I'm doing 2 shows a night, and I'm, like, talking so much that I have to give my voice a rest. I can't even do therapy sometimes because I'm just talking way too much. I'm doing 4 podcasts a month with Tom. I do this podcast. I do what I do. It's just like I'm speaking so much that sometimes, for me, I feel like I got to shut the fuck up and live. Like, that's where you having a hard time with that music, Halston?
There's a lot of graduations going.
There's graduation going next door. But so I don't have I wish I could. I'm trying to. So next week, I think, if I can, I'm going to go into the store and do a couple spots and try to just fuck around a little bit. Because I don't get a chance to fuck around a ton, because it's, everything's kind of got to be, like, a little fucking neat and tidy. And so I actually would love, when you said that, I would love to live in Atlanta. I lived in Macon, but it was during COVID, and it's an hour and a half drive.
Were you shooting in Macon?
Yeah, shooting in Macon for like a month. And I was like, dude, I was going to open a club. I was going to buy a bar and open.
Jesus Christ, how much fucking money are you making, dude?
Well, a lot for that show. But I was like, fuck it, I'll buy a bar for like fucking $80,000, open a fucking comedy club, and fucking do shows.
Oh, well, yeah, it's Macon, right? So
it's
you could buy
fucking Macon. I could buy a bar for $30,000 there.
But, there is a sense of pride, too, that you have when you see your friends doing well. Like when Sebastian sold out Madison Square Garden the first time, bro.
He's impressive. What he's done has been so impressive.
Bro, God, dude, it's so awesome. And then it's just so awesome, man. Because, we all sweated together. Like I said, man, we all grew up together.
Yeah, we all started together. And so when Byrne got his sitcom, you were just excited that someone could do it.
And, well, it's just, but you're happy for him. Like,
yeah.
Going to, Seb was waiting tables, running to the Comedy Store, and then we would, travel together and, again, share hotel rooms and then, what's cool is while they're going through the process, they talk, you call each other up, you just, like, it's almost like you're going with it through them. Like another guy I can't wait till he explodes is Steve Simone.
Oh, dude, everyone's been wanting that to happen for a while.
Yeah, man.
He's so talented.
And he's such a great guy.
Such a great dude. Such a great dude. He said something to Ari. I probably shouldn't share.
No.
But he said something to Ari one time that I just made me giggle so fucking hard. Just the way his brain works. He's such a fucking great guy.
And he does, he's a clean comedian, doesn't, but there's, again, man, it's so good to I don't want this to be a jerk off fest where we're jerking each other
off.
You really were getting high. Is that weed right there?
Yeah.
That's
I had a
awesome.
fucking busy day. By the way, our neighbors go fucking hard.
What is going on? It's a graduation over there?
No.
Should we crash their party?
I wish we could.
Speaking of crashes, we got in a car accident on the way here.
Yeah, tell me about that. What happened?
We were in the HOV lane and somebody just Right, double line.
What kind of car?
What was it? A Honda? What was it? Nissan?
And just, did you have your life? What did you go into the wall?
No, because he swerved and then they hit. I was in the passenger side, so they hit, and then we, we got lucky, man. I got lucky because when
you got lucky because you're going. How fast were you going, dude?
No, you weren't going 80, dude. No. Yeah, we were. Yeah, way slower.
Let the story be real.
No, because this kid just admitted fault.
90? 90? Like, you got such a fucking criminal mind.
Yeah, we were drunk.
We got high earlier in the morning. Do you remember the time?
Here's your notes, by the way. Mark that.
Yeah. Do you remember the time we went to that strip club in
Florida,
and all the strippers wanted to take a picture with me because I was on Bert the Conqueror?
No, dude, I was going to bring that up.
You ruined the strip club. You're ruining strip clubs. They all
what were we do? Oh, we did the charity event for Paul and Young Ron.
Oh, we met. We were
at Anthony's Runway in Fort Lauderdale, and we did the show, the charity event there, and then I took you out afterwards.
Who was that tight end we met? The fucking
Anthony Fasano.
Yeah, Anthony Fasano. We met Anthony Fasano. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then I was like, "Yo, we got to go see my boys," and we went to the club that they ran.
Yeah, and one of the strippers goes, "Hey, you're Bert the Conqueror."
Well, yeah, you walk in and and then you figure, it makes sense because they get off of work at like 4.
Yeah.
And that's when your shit I would watch too when you were all up. It would run over and over again on Discovery.
And they're like, "Can I get a picture?" I go, "Yeah, sure." And they put all their clothes on, and you go, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And they're all getting dressed.
And they all got dressed.
My buddy goes, "What are you doing? Get them out of here. These girls got to work." They're all getting dressed up to come take a picture with him. So he had your leather jacket on too. I remember that.
Yeah, that looks great.
You look like a gentleman.
I think I hurt my shoulder that next day, and it still bothers me to this day.
I might have to have one.
Yeah, have one.
Yeah,
one. This is the ice.
We're not getting.
You got a cup right next to you.
It's been a long day.
Yeah.
What are they doing? A fucking rave over there?
They are. I don't know the right way to say this politically correct.
Knives here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Fucking getting ready for the end of the world. They when they bought that house, they said, "Just so you know, we like to party." And I was like, "Oh, I fucking party hard as shit." I didn't realize I party in silence, just drinking by myself.
What's their definition of party? Their definition of party and having fun.
Well, they like cooked a goat yesterday. Like they're fucking. Isla goes, "What are they, Peloponnesians?" I go,
"Dude, where do you get this ice from? The Days Inn?"
Yeah, no, I have an ice maker. I do. Yeah.
They got the motels.
Where did I put? It's right next to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put that. It just fell on the.
Oh no! Oh, I thought you were looking for the Jameson. Yeah. Or you want to know something really crazy? You may have to edit his name out, but
don't say it.
No, I'll just say it. Just edit his name out. So the house on the other side of them, that was, and then before that it was, and so it's all. I mean, and people. Because the houses are this size, people just rent these houses out and throw parties. So it's been fucking chaos.
Really?
Oh, I was in my hot tub and Tommy texted me and he goes, "Hey man, your neighbor's throwing a party." I said, "Really?" He goes, "You might want to check out his Instagram." So I go to his Instagram. Apparently someone had just gotten out of jail and they were throwing guns and money on top of a naked whore. Just, yeah. And I was like, that's next door to me.
And why aren't we there right now?
And I was like, but they know me because they know me because so.
No, well, I mean, I'm looking at. By the way, you make strippers put their clothes on, and you're fucking no shirt on in every picture.
So they, so I'm trying to think of the right way to say this story. So they're that guy's gang affiliated, right? So a lot of they wear a lot of the same color clothes a lot of the time. So one day I'm going out.
Mauve? Was it a mauve?
It's
color?
a mauve color.
Salmon.
Yeah,
salmon.
They
color?
do all plaids. And so
they're a Scottish gang.
So Leanne says to me, "Hey, why don't you meet me outside? Let's go get ice cream." And I was like, "Okay, let's go get ice cream." So I go to walk outside, and there's a car blocking our driveway, but they're putting it on a flatbed truck. It happens to be the same car I have, and I went, but I didn't know that. I don't really know cars very well. But I just went, "God damn it, that's a badass car." And this dude comes up next to me, dressed in a color, and he goes, "You got the same car." I said, I do? And he said, "Yeah, man, I seen your car. It's the same car. We just have a different package on it." And I went, oh, for real? I said, I really like your car better than my car. And he was like, well, I got a guy that can hook that up. And I was like, I'm Bert. And he says his name. And I go, start talking. And then they start loading another car. I go, oh, what the fuck? And then a bunch of guys in the same color clothing walk up. And they're like, hey, man, this is a nice house. I was like, oh, thanks. They're like, what do you do? I said, I'm a comedian. And they're like, oh, for real? They're like, do you know ... You know who they're going to say, like the guys we know. I go, yeah, of course. One of my good friends. They're like, oh, shit. So one of the guys goes, hey, man, let me follow you on Instagram. So I was like, all right. So we follow each other on Instagram. And Leanne pulls up. Now they're all dressed in the same clothes, same color. And Leanne goes, did y'all just get done playing a game or going to a practice? I'm like, fucking Jesus Christ.
Did you guys want ice cream?
No. She then goes, get in the car, baby doll. We're getting ice cream. And they look at me like, you're getting ice cream? I was like, well, I'm married. So I get in the car, we leave, right? I get numbers. The next night, party, just like you hear the one next door, party is going off. And Georgia comes to pull in, and there's a car blocking our driveway again. And Leanne just comes out. Leanne's just so matter of fact. She goes, fuck it, tow it. And I go, hold on 1 second. Let me go take a look at this car. Georgia's waiting out there. I go, Georgia, go inside. I'll park your car. I park your car down the street. I come back. It's a $175,000 car. I go, chances are it's someone from the team next door. So instead of just towing it, I text the guy, one of the guys. I say, hey, man, just check in to see if this is your car. We were thinking about towing it, but we wouldn't want to tow a friend's car. Leanne's like, fuck him, tow it. I go, no, baby. She goes, he's famous. He ain't going to do shit. I said, he's not going to do shit. But the guy on his payroll that gets $100,000 a year that hasn't done anything in a while is going to come over and piss in our mouths. So let's just go. And the guy goes, hey, man, good looking out. I really appreciate that. That is our car. I appreciate. He's like, means a lot that you wouldn't tow it and you just reach out. And I was like, that's what I fucking thought. So then they come and get the car. So then randomly, we go to the fucking Rams game that weekend. And they're in the box next to us.
Is that who's partying right now?
No, that's not. That's this is the people. I don't know. We were going to buy this house just so we wouldn't have this situation. But it was just way too much, and then they came in.
The fuck.
What?
How many houses you buying?
Well, I don't invest in the stock market, so I just buy.
Well, property's smart.
Yeah, so,
you know what I don't get? I don't get the Bitcoins and the NFT.
I don't get any of it. I don't get any
I'm going
of
to
it.
buy a cartoon?
Yeah.
You know about that.
I don't understand Bitcoin at all. I got they approached me with Bitcoin when I first started.
By the way, I'm one of those guys where I think I'm smart because I have a friend that's smart.
Oh.
Like I keep pointing to him. You know about that.
Yeah, but they don't know about it. It's like everyone's
well, my thing is if I gotta buy that with real money, then what's right?
Yeah, why
how is this currency? You don't buy currency with currency.
By the way, we're getting lit up in the comments right now because we're two old men, but I just don't believe in it.
How do you know?
Because I guarantee you that people right now are going to go, oh, it's the same as art. Who says Da Vinci's expensive? The market says it. This is a place to take your money and reinvest your money. Like
yeah, but arts also was used to. No, I can't close it. Where's your button?
Just leave it.
Art is also was also used to hide money.
Well, that's what a lot of what they're doing with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I mean, it's a way to wash your money. All right,
like no slight on.
But here's why I think it might work. And again, I'm not saying it won't work because I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I buy land that I know is going to have.
So.
And this way I can vote.
That's
as a landowner.
Yeah. I
buy. That was a 17th century joke there, Bert.
I buy property. So Howie Mandel said that to me. He was like,
so buy property now. Wash your hands.
He almost bought this house.
Yeah.
Yeah. He came here and he was like, how much? And I told him, and he was like, I was like, we have an offer in. And he was like, would it be awkward if I put an offer in also? And I was like, kind of, since I just told you about it. But yeah, we just buy.
Well, if you bought that house, would you just knock it down?
So no, if we bought that house, we'd turn it into a production studio. So we'd move this. I would turn this into a.
Well, what is this? Is like the pool house?
This is no. So this was
a grandma. What is it called? The mother-in-law house or whatever.
No, this was the guy who owned this was a really successful lawyer in Los Angeles, and this was his office. This is his home office.
Oh, okay, that makes
sense. So
sense.
this was his bar room. It was really fucking cool. And that room in there, that's Leanne's podcast studio. That was his legit office. It was all like wood paneled, all his law books, all these old whiskey bottles, like with like Democrats and Republicans, meaning like the elephant and the mule, It was a fucking badass place. and then we added the gym on, and then we took the house and just added a second story, like raised the ceilings, added a second story, and we got a steal on this property because Leanne and our realtor are gangsters.
Yeah.
And so so this is our podcast.
Are we
studio.
live right now?
Yeah.
So how do you bleep out the other thing?
He does. He just.
Oh, we're on a time delay?
Yeah, he just. We record and then we just post later. We're not live.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we were going to build that house and then we were just going to turn it into a straight up production studio, and do one room, build out the kitchen to do Something's Burning, build out a room for the Bertcast, build out a room for Wife of the Party, and probably just add podcasts. But we didn't do it. It would have been perfect right next door.
When I was in Ohio, I thought about when things were going good, buying the neighbor's house and just knocking it down and just making it big. Because I live like, I think it was maybe LeBron's lived like maybe 2 blocks over up the way, but he bought the whole thing.
See, Johnny Depp did that. He bought the whole fucking street, and I'm like,
but that's here, not Ohio. Like here, that's crazy.
But yeah, but when once you buy, like, you just got to buy it when you get the chance to buy it, because it's just going to go up. And we got really lucky on our first house. We bought it at the bottom of the fucking market, 2008. So it was like all prices were in the garbage. And like, I mean, our return of investment on that's been like, I think like three times what we.
I can imagine.
Invested.
I know my brother got his offer for his condo in Santa Monica.
Yeah,
he's like 3 blocks from the beach, and it was like.
What did you look for when you were looking for places in Vegas? Were you thinking of location?
Yeah, I wanted a condo because I pretty much grew up in apartments, and when I had my house, it's just a lot. A house is a lot, and it's just me. So, and I figured, okay, I get this, and I got in. I mean, when I'm telling you, I got in right before the big California rush where everybody was moving to Vegas. So everything just shot up. But again, man, I plan on being there for at least another 5 years easy and just, play catch up, man. Look, man, divorce is it's not easy, bro.
Did you think you'd get married again?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if I wanted kids, but that would be an old ass dad.
That fucking,
like
I would love to be an old ass dad. I see dads. My nephew plays t-ball, and I go out there and I see like dads older than me with kids in t-ball, and I go, oh, they're doing it. They get the second chance. They're doing it right this time.
Dude, my like, man, I would do it again. I would get married again. Like, I would get married to her again and go, even if I knew it was going to end in divorce. I wouldn't
really?
care. Yeah, dude, it's life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not like she was a piece of shit. She's a good person. You know what I mean? So it all worked out. I mean, look, you have your problems and you try to appear that everything's fine. Meanwhile, like I was separated in the same house, which I was saying earlier, that's really when you have to move into the next room.
Really?
Yeah, it's all uncomfortable and shit.
Wait, how does that happen? Do you just
just take your shit and go into the other room, and that's where I lived. And then like she would go downstairs, cook, leave, then it's my turn to eat.
Wait.
Dude, it gets uncomfortable. It was just uncomfortable. And and there's a lot of sadness because you both care about each other, but it's not working. And
how far into the relationship did you know it wasn't working? How long were you guys married for? 4 years?
No, we were together 11.
11.
But we were married, I don't know. Couldn't tell you now, but that's one of the reasons why we moved to Ohio is, to get away from this stuff, because it can get a little hectic,
Yeah.
And, you hit those rough spots in your career and then you're like, all right, I gotta reshift, you gotta pivot. And, you get some tough times, and when there's another person that's with you, it's much harder. And I don't want to say it like, I had my mother worked hard. I had a stepfather later on. I've always had solid family around me, but I'm used to not having much. You know what I mean? So it's no sweat off my balls. If I have to live in my car, I'm fine. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's different when you're with somebody. So, but again, man, it could have been worse. Like she was, dude, when you go to we didn't even have a lawyer. I just said, What do you want? She goes, this is what I want. And I go, that's it? She goes, yeah. And I said, okay. And we just $250 signed the paper, dissolved everything, and went about our way.
Do you still follow her on Instagram?
No. No, I'm not a rear view mirror guy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I am in my act, but I've already moved on. You just move on, man. It's just life. That's why I love comedy, man. I always tell, especially younger comedians, this is a lifestyle, man. It's not
not for the faint of heart.
No, not at all, man. I mean, there's just so much to go through, and you lose a lot, but it doesn't matter because you do what you love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
let me ask you this: if we would have started, you would have never in a million years thought this.
No, never.
And if you did, you would think, okay, I'd have to be.
I'd have to lie and cheat and steal.
No, or major movie star, right?
Yeah. I would have been like, I'm like only like thieves get this, like because I thought us real comics, we don't succeed. We just don't succeed because those people we saw.
It was more like if you wanted this, you had to be on a hit sitcom. You had to.
Yeah, but even still, then those guys, I didn't have you'd have to be a sitcom star. You have to be a sitcom star, get extremely, extremely lucky, or bleep his name out. I just saw as bad people. I saw as bad people that were not.
But I also, and again, I'm not trying to contradict you because that there is that aspect, but then there's also the other aspect of the Adam Sandlers and.
Yeah,
and
you
the
had
Joe
to
Rogans.
get extremely lucky.
No.
They were like lightning in a bottle.
But I'm not saying
in my opinion.
I'm not talking about how they got there because nobody's lucky in this business. I don't think so.
I used to think that.
That's not how it works. It's longevity and it's working hard, and you're gonna fail way more than you're gonna succeed. But when
I thought it was luck. I thought it was. You can find clips of me saying
because you're young.
Luck. Yeah,
but you're young. But I'm getting what I meant about Adam and Joe is that there's the other aspect of our entertainment business. Guys that are not only successful but are good guys, good people, have good character.
Yeah.
I mean, again, even Sebastian, but
when we were coming up, those guys were few and far between. The guys that were successful.
I can only speak for myself. Is because they were there. If you choose to look at them, they were there.
Yeah.
But it's always it's like the comments. 98% is great. The 2%.
Yeah, but my experience was bleep his name out again. Yeah. And I was like, that's the guy that I was looking up to, and I was watching him live his life a certain way, and I was not cool with it. But I drove past his old house today, and I went, and I remember, and I literally said to myself, I was like, I remember going into that house going I'll never be here because I think I'm doing it the wrong way. I think I'm going about this in an earnest, I'm not, I keeping my nose to the grindstone, trying to do my best on stage. And in my book, I was like, you got to get Will Ferrell flash in the pan, lucky as fuck, where you're and all of a sudden it catches lightning and you're blow up, or it just doesn't happen. And I'd had a few opportunities, and I was like, it may not happen for me. So if you'd said to me, I'd be here, I would never believe it. I'd be like, no, impossible. If you had told me I'd be here on my own, meaning just from doing stand-up, really, and podcasting, I'd be like, that's not a thing.
Yes, I had a different thought process. Not that failure wasn't an option. I didn't even think about failing. I didn't even think about succeeding. I just did it. I was like, yo, I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah, that's where I was. I never thought about.
But I never saw what somebody else had and was like, oh, they must be lucky. I was like, oh, they work hard.
I always saw the luck in it a lot.
Yeah.
I saw luck in it a lot. Certain things, I was like, you gotta put the work in, right? But you got to be lucky.
All right, look, I'm not gonna. There is luck is this. Luck is we shoot this thing for YouTube, right? And then, but it was already. We knew it was a great show.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't know it would be this big of a phenomenon. I got the call from my agent. I was actually doing a theater in Asbury Park. This is what I talk about, our crew.
Yeah.
This is a great. Actually, this is why I love Bert, man. Yeah, that's another one. Sebastian hasn't changed. Bert hasn't changed. You haven't changed,
Yeah.
So, and I don't, and not that I disrespect him. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't really couldn't tell you. I mean, I'm watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi thing. But I'm not privy to any of that shit.
Yeah.
So I was in Asbury Park. This is like the first theater I kind of did. I rented it out myself. It was like I don't know, I forgot what the number, like 400 seats. And I was only doing one show on a Saturday. And one of my friends called me and said, Burr is in Asbury Park, because he had mentioned he wanted to see the new boardwalk or whatever. He was talking. So I hit him up. I says, yo, are you in Jersey? He says, yeah. I says, well, why don't you come down and do my show at thing? I'm not going to advertise it. It would just be great if you came on. They would freak the fuck out and then just bring me up like we do at the store, Yeah. Because you don't want the MC to come back up after that. Just hand me the baton and, we do the exchange. He goes, I can't. I'm in Redbridge or Redbridge. Is it Redbridge Theater?
Red Bank.
Red Bank. I forget. It was one of the theaters there.
Yeah.
He says, I'm there Saturday. Then I said, oh, well, then all right, then I'll come get you and we'll go watch the rest of the Yankees and Red Sox game. And I'll take you to my buddy's place on the boardwalk down the shore. He says, all right, cool. Just hit me up afterwards. So I hang up with him. Then he calls me back. Okay. And he's like, are you working Friday night? And I said, no. Now, again, you guys may not realize this, but when we were coming up, this was unheard of. Like, a lot of the 80s guys would never do this. And even some of those early 90s guys.
Yeah.
Okay. He goes, well, I'm already sold out for the weekend. Why don't you open for me on Friday? And this way you can, because he asked me how many tickets I had left. It was something like 100. He goes, you can, do your set and then tell him, where you're performing tomorrow night. And, maybe you can move some tickets and then we'll go out afterwards. We'll smoke sticks, and watch sport, whatever. I said, dude, are you serious? I go, dude, I thank you, man. Come down, do the show. After the show, he gives me a check. I go, what the fuck is this? He goes, well, you opened for me. I go, dude, you did me a favor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because he did that, I was able to sell out the show. But those were the guys I was around. I wasn't around the, that type that you had mentioned earlier, which, may have other motives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I wasn't around. So I wasn't, I was friends
and Rogan was the same way, man.
Yeah,
Rogan,
I wasn't friends with Rogan back then. I was friends with Bill, but I never hung out with Bill back then. I hung out, and I think I hung out in circles where competition between comics they would never do that for each other. Like, wasn't until
that's unfortunate.
When I met Rogan, it took me a while to warm up to him, because I was like, nah, man, I don't trust you guys. I don't trust anyone.
Any comics?
No one. I trusted no one. I played softball with all you guys.
Yeah, remember that?
That summer, and I was still at arm's distance, where I was like, everyone I saw, I was like, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to get in?
But we were, didn't we go? I remember going for sushi up at that place we would go.
Yamashiro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because we were kind of cool, unless you were suspect to me.
No, it's because you're from Florida.
Oh, well, yeah.
And so, like, I knew you, and but we also knew Enzo together.
Yeah, Enzo Amala.
Yeah. So we knew the same people, and I went.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you were up at Florida State, and I was at TCC.
Yeah, and so I knew you in college, so I was like, oh, okay, I know this guy.
Well, you knew we had mutual friends.
We had mutual friends, right? We were all at spring weekend together at one point.
Not me, no.
When Enzo had the snake with him.
No, that was.
You weren't there.
No, what happened was I used to bounce at the Moon in Tallahassee and at CPA on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And then we were putting 2 and 2 together, and we had mutual friends up there, but we had never met up there.
I knew who you were, so I was like, I can trust him. I knew there were a couple people that I knew I could trust, where I was like, but I never trusted anyone successful. I always thought they were like trying to fuck me or something. Like someone gets them over. And so Joe one night, I wouldn't let Tommy in. Like I was friends with Tommy, but I was like still always like suspect of what I said to him. I was friends with Joey, and I did same way. Friends
Uncle
with Ari.
Joey?
Yeah. Everyone. And Rogan pulled me aside one night. We were about to go do a spot at the Ice House, and he had a shot of whiskey and a beer, and he said, he gave me the whiskey, and he goes, hey, you're a good guy, and we're trying to be your friend, but you got to let us be your friend. And I just was like, whatever. I was like, yeah, sure. And he goes, no. I don't think you're listening to me.
Yeah, Joe's always been solid, man.
Yeah.
Always been solid. And that's, Joe and Uncle Joey's the best.
Joe, man, it took me Joey, so that one of the guys I was telling you about, we had a really bad experience as professionally and as friends and all of it. And I went into therapy, and Leanne sent me into therapy, and so yeah, so
I don't mean to laugh, but that's awesome.
So it gets even worse. So
Please tell me you try to kill yourself.
No,
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
So I go to my first therapy session, and it's a chunk of time when I'm home.
And they were like, why? I'm compelled to take my clothes off.
Because we get done therapy and he tells me how much my sessions are. I'm like, fuck. So that afternoon, I'm home for 1 month. It was right before I turned 40, I think. Roughly around then. So I come home and Joey's like, dog, me and Maria at sea. Let's have some coffee. Let's fucking chop it up. So I was like, all right. So I skateboard over to Maria at sea. I get a green tea and which is the gayest thing in Joey's eyes.
Well, that your toenails are painted, but that's besides the point.
A green tea, and Joey goes, "The fuck's going on with you?" And I go, "Nothing." And he goes, "Where you been all day?" And I go, I was at therapy, and he lost his shit. Fucking therapy? This is what's wrong, motherfucker. I'm your fucking friend. You got problems, you talk to me. You talk to me until these problems are done. I listen. That's all I do is fucking listen. And when you get done talking, then we get done those fucking problems. Fuck your therapist. He goes, I was paying a lot for this therapist. I didn't have the money. And so I was like, okay. So I started telling Joey my problems. I started talking to Joey.
Oh God.
And every morning we would go and get
he was like your Lucy for 5 cents.
Yeah. I would drop off Georgia and Isla's school. Joey and we live right next to each other. We meet at Maria at sea.
You can't see the potential in having Uncle Joey as Dr. Phil, like trying to give you advice. I could love to hear that.
The greatest. And we talked, and about 5 times in, he's like, dog, I'm done with it. You got to get over this shit. We can't do this for the rest of your fucking life.
Listen, man, and with him too, where me and him bonded, Uncle Joey didn't have an easy life, man.
No, he did not.
And, mine was tough, but his was way worse. And, when you're talking to a guy like that, it's like, it's funny too, because I wrote a joke on my half hour that it was one of the worst jokes I've ever, it's something I don't agree with now. But it was more pertained to all the people in Hollywood that were in therapy.
Yeah.
And you got to understand when you come from a certain background and you convince yourself to get over it. Now as an adult, as an older person, I'm not in my 20s.
Yeah.
I see everything's relative. But when you're younger, like Joey lost both his parents by the time he was 14.
Yeah.
So, if he's going to sit there and listen to somebody talk about, I don't know if I can get this deal, to him, he's like, yo, get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
When you're a younger person, you don't realize that everything's relative.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, totally.
And that, just because you haven't experienced that severity of an event doesn't not validate your whatever the hell you're trying to get over.
Right.
Then there's also the chemical shit,
Yeah.
But believe it or not, and again, because I love Joey to death. I don't have to preface that because I'm going to compliment him. The guy's got a lot of fucking wisdom, bro.
He's got a ton, man. He's
a lot of wisdom. Man.
He's been my like sounding board for a very long time. Whenever shit's going sideways or something's going on, and I just talked to him yesterday, for a while, which is rare with Joey. When I talk to Joey, he's in and out. He's like a stabbing. Just, what's up, cocksucker? Tell me something good. All right, Kimosabi. I'll talk to you later. But
by the way, this is why I'm never going to be good on podcasts.
Why?
Is because I don't talk shit. If I'm mentioning your name, it's because I love you and it's all positive.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't like to.
That's why I bleep out names when I talk shit.
I'm not saying you would. Yeah. I'm just saying that would be like, if people are bored right now because we're doing this fucking love fest,
dude.
If I'm
nothing better. Look, if you don't.
But again, I'm sorry not to interrupt. No. But what's bothering me now is that a lot of people that are discovering me for the first time don't know how long I've been in the trenches, how solid these people are with me. You know what I mean?
For real?
Oh, dude. Again, you
really think people?
No, I'm saying there's people that for the first time. Dude, I had 30,000. What was it? 30 something. And now I'm at 78,000 in the past week. I guess those clips are going viral. And these are people that are hitting me up as if They think I'm fucking 25. I don't know what the fuck
That's
they
a
think.
compliment.
I
Take
do
it.
look. Hey, I was gonna tell the Italians. They're like, you're not from Italy, but come on, I look young and I'm old. doesn't that count for something? That's got to be the fucking olive oil,
Dude. When I did one of my specials. So I was doing Travel Channel, and no one knew I did stand up, and I was doing Rogan, and they just thought I was one of Rogan's boys from that. He'd found my show, discovered it, liked it, and he'd have me on his podcast from time to time. And I was pretty funny. And then when I started stand up, I remember people being like, "Dude, this is what's wrong. Fucking reality show guys come in and think they can just
see. That's what I mean, man. It's like, bitch, I've been doing this for 12 years before I got on the fucking show.
I loved it. I was like, yeah, man. I'm just starting out. Check out my shit. And I was like, light you up, motherfucker. Come to my show. I've been doing it for fucking 18 years, bitch.
Nah, again, man, he'll tell you, it doesn't really affect me. It just, I guess it's a generational thing. I don't know how you could sit at a computer and just wish hateful shit on people. I mean, I understand that. I know how life works.
I understand.
I'm saying my makeup, why would I do, like, why would I even, you know how many times you come across something and you're just like, move forward.
I just go to the next video.
Yeah.
There's very seldomly do I find stuff that really makes me laugh where I go, oh, like really makes me laugh. Having said that, with comedy, I give comedy a bigger swing. Like I'll find, I can recognize really good comics that aren't good yet,
Dude, listen, man, again, man, it helps too that you have a trained ear.
Yeah.
I always tell younger comics, don't worry about the audience. I mean, care about your act, but don't cater to them. Fuck them. You could get a crowd full of hacks one night that think, slipping on a banana peel's funny. And they're not laughing.
My wife. My wife has the worst comedy ear in the world. If I play something for her and she doesn't get it, I go, that guy's good. That guy's really funny. She did not like Zach Galifianakis.
What?
Yup. She sat there, arms crossed. He's not funny. And then I was like, you're wrong. And I guarantee you'll laugh one time. We sat the whole time in the back. I said, baby, he's one of the funniest people I know. When I knew Zach very well at the time, but I was like, and I knew how funny he really was just in real life hanging out with him. Mm-hmm. And then the very last joke he told that night, arms crossed, very last joke he told, woke up this morning and took a shower. It's time to do laundry when you get out of the shower and dry off with a shoe. And she fell out. And then Daniel Tosh went on stage and he did my act. And she thought he did my act on purpose so that I had no act to do.
That's great.
He just took all my little,
that's the other thing. Cause, the things that we laugh at, like Norm Macdonald bombing at the roast with those dad jokes is one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Those awful jokes that the audience didn't even you heard some people laughing.
Yeah.
The model girls in the back are like, yeah, they didn't get it. The comics were rolling. But that's the shit we like, man.
That's what makes me laugh is not always what makes what I enjoy is odd sometimes.
Who's your top five? Your top five subjectively, living or alive? Like, I don't want to put you on a spot.
No.
You know what? That's not a good question.
No. I'll tell you. My number one is always David Tell. My number one's always David Tell. David Tell, just the way he thinks tickles me. He finds things that tickle me. I think Doug Stanhope, without a doubt, is one of the most masterful joke writers, meaning not set up punch, the way he takes something. Here's a joke in his new special that I think he put on. I haven't had Doug on the podcast forever. He put on YouTube, and it was, it is about calling. It's one of the most masterful jokes I've ever seen about calling customer support and getting an Indian guy on the phone or Indian woman, and he argues the point of her. He argues it so beautifully and so eloquently that at the end he has the audience supporting raping women. It's the most it's the most brilliant thing I've ever seen, where you go, how did you do that? Like he's so inspiring to me. I love Doug.
Dougie is again, another good friend, but you see, I love comics that take risks.
Dude, he's well at a point with him. But
I shouldn't have said 5 because there's way more than 5. Like
there's way more than 5. Like Geraldo for me. Like sometimes
Patrice is mine.
Patrice is Elephant in the Room is one of the greatest specials I've ever seen.
I was playing it for him on the way here.
It's one of the greatest specials that's ever.
The sexual harassment day joke kills me, but the football one, just when he talked about when he did the dance, he's paralyzed.
We're gonna take his socks. You can't send your baby out with these killers.
That's your fault, lady.
It's your fault, lady. And now all of a sudden, I'm yelling at a bitch. Hello. Dude, it's one of the best specials ever. Patrice, Mitch Hedberg. I loved his.
Burr's in mine, man. And I gotta tell you too, man. It's so hard when they're your friends. You know.
Well,
but I don't mean like to give them props. It's. I don't want people to think that it's not an objective.
Well, it's hard.
I'm not saying it because they are.
It's hard for me to name Tom or Joe or Joey or like you.
When you know somebody personally, it because you know them as a person, it bleeds into the act a little, and then but like I said, man, because you know how close me and Sebastian were. There's times where I could see something and I just go, that's something that would piss him off.
Yeah.
Or like, because when we played baseball, he came out in the matching outfit looking like fucking Travolta in Grease.
I thought he was doing a bit. That's when I met
everything
him.
Matched.
That's when I met him.
Oh, bro. And just the way he is hilarious.
He's fucking hilarious.
And Tripoli, bro, let me tell you, man. And again, I say this with admiration. This is why I think he's such a great comedian. Okay. And again, you can't be friends with Sam and not argue over something, right?
Yeah.
But and there's no but, as far as, not even talking about as a person, that kid's the most loyal dude you'll ever meet in your life. I mean, loyal. This kid will die on a hill for you. But to watch him, this is why, and again, this isn't a backhanded compliment. I've seen him get booed off stage with as many times as I've seen him get standing ovations for the same act.
Yeah.
That means he doesn't give a fuck. He takes so many risks on stage. And I have great travel stories with him. We've talked about this where we would go on the road together and the crowd wanted to kill him. And he just, if he knows the crowd's not liking it, he goes harder, bro. In the paint.
Dude, he
doesn't give a fuck. And you know who else was like that was Ralphie May.
Oh, hold on. Ralphie May.
Ralphie had no fear on stage.
Ralphie was fearless. Pass me the whiskey. I'm taking another one.
Yeah.
Ralphie was fucking fearless. And by the way, I think I'm going to raise this table. I think I'm going to have a table so we're
I thought you said we're going to raise a toast to Ralphie. Now we have to. Give me some ice.
I called his number the other day. And
I was at the house where, he passed away with Gabe and Tina up at the
oh, really?
Up in Vegas. Yeah, man. Because, he lived with them for a minute.
Yeah.
And we were just, as a comic, and again, for as nice as he was that fucking ruthless on stage, bro.
So fucking generous.
Oh,
man.
Generous. But I mean, a savage. If you would, this kid would just say things in front of crowds that you would, I mean, again, man, people don't realize you say that with admiration, right? That you ever see those comics who just don't give a fuck. Just don't give a fuck. Doug's like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Doug gives zero fucks.
I think Doug is looking for something to make him give a fuck. Like, I think he's searching for something to it's like a sadomasochist where he's like, prove me wrong. I want to try to give a fuck.
By the way, one more of these, I'll start telling the comics that. And that fucking guy.
Dude, Tripoli and Ari are two people that changed the way that
Ari's another one, bro.
Ari is so fucking quick, so fucking funny. He's such, dude, his diving into storytelling and fucking really taking storytelling on head on was
let's keep going. Corey Holcomb.
Monster.
Give zero
You know,
fucks.
I came late to Corey Holcomb. Segura and Dan.
You ever see
from the
Corey
Improv
Holcomb?
were the ones that were
Oh
like,
my God, bro.
you're sleeping on Corey Holcomb. He really doesn't give a fuck.
If we stay in a black comic, D-Ray, I saw one night. I mean, bro, I was at his show on a Monday because, he used to do the show at the Improv. I don't know if he still does it. And I watched him on stage one night and I was fucking crying.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I couldn't stop laughing. Again, the honesty, the reality, the going hard in the paint.
Dude.
And I put, if I were to say today, not all time, like, I put Corey in. I definitely put Corey up there, man. If you guys have a chance, just go look up Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb's fucking hilarious. There's a lot of those guys.
But he's getting no.
TJ Kirkland.
Yeah. That guy, he's been around a long time.
Dude,
bro.
he's amazing. Fucking Greer Barnes. Greer Barnes, one of the best comics that's ever lived. I mean, here's the thing that sucks.
Are we still staying on the black? Because I'm going with Leslie too, man.
I've never seen Leslie do stand up.
Bro, fuck, man. She has a bit about taking dick. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And then another bit where some dude tried to break up with her and he was wearing Crocs. I fucking, dude. Tiffany too, man. Tiffany's a bad
motherfucker. Tiffany Haddish. I'll stretch out and I'll say, what sucks sometimes is like there's a huge genre of New York comic that didn't start a podcast, but didn't do Opie and Anthony, and that you still don't know about that are savages.
All right. Bobby Kelly.
Well, Bobby Kelly. Well, hold on. Hang on. Bobby Kelly is a savage. Did do Opie and Anthony. Did start a podcasting network, and still really big in podcasting. But Bobby Kelly on stage is unfollowable.
Well, I'm saying I'm just naming killers.
Yeah, Bobby Kelly,
Godfrey,
Dove
Davidoff,
dude,
the guy who cut this album that's playing next door.
Dove's one of the most fascinating guys.
See, I
wish I was friends more with Dove.
I put Dove in my category, not as far as
it's so funny.
Wait, not stand up wise, like social media wise. Like I don't know anything about it, man. And I'm a creative guy, but I'm not a bright guy. Like I don't know how to do that shit, man. And
I think Dove's an old soul. I think you probably the same way, but Dove's an old soul, and in that he.
I'm not against it. I just don't know how to do it. Like
but Dove, I think Dove caught on early that this could be dangerous for your brain, and I think Dove just walked away. I'd be curious. I haven't talked to Dove.
Still on stage. He's still traveling. Yeah. I talked to him.
We could do a three-way text. I haven't talked to him in forever, man.
Yeah,
and he's someone I enjoyed so much watching on stage, and I enjoyed being around him.
All right, another one. Sorry. No, I was gonna give you. Go ahead.
DC Benny.
Dude, come
DC
on,
Benny.
But he's like, but you know what's funny though, is to us we already know, but I don't know how popular they are. You know what I mean? Like,
well, all those guys.
But to us, we've always known they were killers.
Those guys were like legit lunch pail comics, meaning they showed up to work, they did their job, they murdered. Maybe they have a couple beers downstairs, but they didn't fuck around on their chicks. They're like, I'm going home. I've talked to DC a couple times. Punch the clock and go home. And when it came to like, hey man, you need to get into social media, they're like, it's not what I showed up for. That's not why I got here. I came here to tell jokes. I came here to write jokes. That's what I like doing. I don't give a fuck about self-promotion. And I'll say this very candidly. I love DC, but I'm certain that DC, and I know DC respects me, and I know that we're friends, but I'm certain that guys like DC sometimes probably crinkle their brow going, why is Bert in a Speedo again? Like, like where they go.
That's
where
you.
they go.
No, that's you.
But I love DC, and I know he says it out of love, but I know that there's a part of DC's brain.
Do you know that he said that? Oh,
no, just my brain.
Yeah, I'm saying you're projecting.
Yeah, I'm projecting because those guys are guys that would never depreciate their art in a way where you got to know where they'd have to leverage another side of them to sell their art. Where with me, it's all about getting you to come to my show. That's where my brain is.
You got 8 homes. Listen, have you seen Steve Byrne lately perform?
I just hung out with him, and then I just hung out with him.
But have you seen him?
By the way, Steve, I hope you're watching this. And then I was about to share your phone call, but I didn't. But I just partied with Steve for a little bit. Yeah.
Did you see him perform?
I haven't seen him on stage. No.
Bro, when we were in Vegas, I went to the show. It's a whole other level. It was a whole level of crowd work. It was fucking.
Oh wait, I'm so sorry, Steve. I was on stage with Steve. I did a
typical Bert.
I did a show with Steve.
He zoned out while I was asking him, and then realized what the question was.
Stage with Steve.
That's fucking exactly what he does. You're gonna have 5 different conversations about the same thing with Bert because he zones the fuck out.
I'm sitting there thinking of something else. The Steve Byrne had a joke. In like the middle of like the beginning of wokeness, that was a joke about the Holocaust and Titanic. And I won't give away that premise. It's Steve's joke, but it made me laugh so hard. And I think about that joke all the time.
I saw him orchestrate a 40-minute set of crowd work. And, you know, because Butchie's up there too with the crowd work. Rick Ingram, I would say Rick Ingram, Butch Bradley.
Ian Bagg.
Oh, God. Ian and Jimmy Brogan.
Yeah.
Right. They just and Byrne, man, they just craft a whole act in the moment that you're like, God, man, you know, I wish I was smart enough. I wish
I could. You know what? Here's my problem is.
Wait, hold on, one more.
Go ahead.
Brian Holtzman.
Man, Brian Holtzman is everyone's top dog.
Yeah, dude. And you know who else? I'll tell you who I would put absolutely 200% top 10 all time. Rest his soul. Was fucking Brody.
Oh, dude, let's just take 2 seconds to talk about Brody.
Dude, to watch him, again. So this is relevant to what we were talking about before, if that's the word. He called me, not before, I would say maybe 2 months before he killed himself, but it wasn't like a talk me off the cliff thing.
Yeah.
He's like, can I talk to you for a minute? I said, yeah. Now I had just released Principal's Office, right? So this was like right around 2018. It just came out. And he was reading the comments. And he's like, why don't these, he was like frustrated by it. Now, apparently he called a bunch of comedians to get the advice. Okay.
Yeah.
But he's like, I don't understand. I go, bro, they don't get it. Right. He's like, these people are just saying awful things. I said, bro, I said, Google, YouTube Pink Floyd. 280, whatever, thumbs down.
Yeah.
Zeppelin, thumbs down. Like, who the fuck is thumbing down Zeppelin?
Yeah.
Right? These people are out there. And I told him the advice, which I do take for myself. It's none of my business what you think about me. Right? As a comic, it's none of my business. You have every right to think I suck.
Yeah.
But fuck them. There's 320 million people in America, and you guys figured this out whether you realize it or not. If you get 1% of America to like you, that's 3.2 million. If you can get 1% to give you $1 a year, that's 3. You don't need the whole country to like you. You don't even need the world to like you. Right?
You don't.
You just need 1% of the American population to like you.
Brody's problem was he got caught up. He got caught up in those comments. They fucked him. I remember he called me one time and asked me to block someone that followed me, and I went, huh? And he was like, hey man,
he was obsessed with, but he was also, mental.
There's a guy he's giving me shit and he follows you. Can you block him for me? And I was like, yeah, sure, Brody. And he was like, okay. And then I didn't do anything. And he called me 5 minutes later and he's like, hey, you haven't blocked him yet. And I went, I'm on it, buddy. I'm on it. And then I blocked this fucking guy. I don't know who the guy is.
Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but that was Brody's problem. I think this
is why I regret the therapy joke. Now, again,
yeah,
I made a joke earlier about you. My father committed suicide. Depression's real.
Yeah.
Right? Mental illness is real. To witness it and know people that are like this. And again, man, it's deeper than just the comments, And what was crazy to me is that he had no fucking idea how good he was. If you were to talk to any comedian, and this is it, you could get a mainstream comic, alt comic. Everybody always wanted to see Brody. the world, the fucking comedy world loved him, adored him. He was everybody's favorite comedian. But yet he thought he was, it was like an eating disorder. The girl that's so skinny thinks she's fat.
Yeah, but I have to be very candid about Brody in that only because he'll never hear this. So and I'm
obviously you don't believe in life after death.
Maybe I shouldn't say a word.
no, because you were like, it's just going to end. I don't think it's going to end.
Well, I think there was a thing about Brody where it was like everyone wanted him to succeed because he was doing something so totally different than we were doing that no one was in competition with him. Like, so, see, like he wasn't like a.
But see that when you say stuff like that, no, it's not about a competition.
No, but there was, but like
I'm saying from your,
no one liked John Caparulo, right? No one liked that guy.
I did.
You did, but no one else did. No one liked that guy because he was better than everyone, and he was doing it at a different pace than everyone else. And he was, and hold on. And so, like, I remember listening. I've never seen that guy live to this day. I've never met that guy. I've never met him. I've never seen him live. Never shook his hand. Never looked him in the eyes. But I have met a couple people that liked him, and in a weird way, I don't know if it was he was competitive or they were competitive, but there was a competition thing that was very real. But with Brody, and you got to recognize the difference. With Brody, everyone fucking loved him, and it was because Brody, in a weird way, was like, it was like almost like a platypus. Like they lay eggs and they got the bill and they're a mammal. You're like, what the fuck, man? I don't even know what to do with it. Eat it or fuck it. Like, so like, but like that Caparulo guy, all I remember hearing is the only consistent thing I heard, he's funny as fucking shit. Destroys.
Okay, now again, I have one of the gifts God gave me is to be very tolerant of all types of personalities. I'm not talking about like kumbaya shit. I mean, I get along with a lot of different types of personalities.
Yeah.
It's just, there's certain people that there's some people that don't even want to take the time. Yeah. I personally think I developed the skill of getting along with different personalities because I went to 15 different schools. I moved around a lot, was always meeting and interacting with all kinds of different types of
people. You have probably, in my opinion, zero enemies because the way you operate, you meet everyone with love and kindness, and don't say anything about this. Don't even disagree with me. But you're an alpha, so like. There's a thing where people go after alphas. People look at guys that are like Rogan or you. Like, I'm a beta. I've been beta my whole fucking life. I'm good at sports, but no one looks at me as a threat.
You have the Mickey Mantle gene.
Yeah, dude, I'm a fucking savage.
Do you know where that came from? Do you know where that came from?
Where?
The Mickey Mantle gene?
No.
You don't remember?
No.
When we were talking, I was telling you about Mickey Mantle.
Oh, yeah.
How this guy, for real, and you said you had the Mickey Mantle gene. I'm like, yo, dog.
Yeah.
Credit me, dog.
I have no fucking recollection. Was that on the baseball field?
No. Well, we were talking. I was telling you about how he had the fastest time from home plate to first base.
Yeah.
Right. But he had this thing where he wasn't going to live past a certain age.
Yeah.
So he would drink, and Babe Ruth had it. But it was these guys that
I've talked about Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle ad nauseum.
That was the conversation.
For real?
Oh, you remember me drinking a light beer and want to go work out? You don't remember the Mickey Mantle
gene? I don't remember it. But I'm not going to say it's not. So wait, go back to, but that's the thing that's.
I'm joking. I didn't tell you.
Oh, for real? Yeah. Do you like how I just took it?
No,
I was just like, whatever. I was like, I drink a lot, man. I don't remember. By the way.
That would be great if you're like, oh yeah, remember?
I just was like, I don't remember it, but very possible. Very, very possible. I've been known to do worse.
No, you're the one that was that we were talking. You're the one that told me about Mickey Mantle.
But the truth is like you come at everyone with this great energy. That's what, like, so when I say like Brody was his own thing, there are people that dislike people for no reason at all that are great on stage.
Yeah, I've I will say there's two people that came back to me that, all right. Another quote that I love. The truth is like a lion.
Like a lion.
Like a lion.
Okay. Just
let it go and it defends itself.
Yeah.
What happens is when you have a certain type of people that are in our business, that the negative ones, they eat each other alive.
Yeah.
Right? They're playing both sides of the fence. They're trying to manipulate in order to get ahead. Eventually, they're gonna ruin each other. Is it intrinsic? Is that the term?
Sure.
Where-
Sounds right.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, between me and you.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. It's intrinsic.
You said relevant.
By the way,
early.
I'm buzzed right now. I don't
You
even know
said
what the fucking
relevant
word is.
earlier. You go, is that the right word? And I was like,
Fucking
sure.
I don't know. No, what
Sure.
I mean is that eventually, like, all right, this is why evil can't win. Okay.
Okay.
Because in order to, the definition of good, or say the traits of good people, you root for people. You know, you have generosity, humility. You know, you don't care about being on top. You know, you're more, you share. You know, you're more. Those people can't exist because once one is doing good, it's in their nature to want to beat them down.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, 100%.
So now when everybody's poor, everybody's fine. You don't know who the fucked up people is until they start having success. Because that lets you know who the fuck you're dealing with. Because I remember one time somebody was like, oh, success changed so-and-so. I go, no, it didn't.
They were always that person.
They were always that person.
Yeah.
Right?
See, so I never welcomed the success in that. I never let it change me because I was like, I just deny it. And I go, yeah. It all goes away sometimes. So let's have fun while it's here. Let's enjoy it.
All right, but
I get into today I walked on set and I went, I said, hey, enjoy this today. This is going away.
are we gonna get more drunk? Because let's keep going.
Yeah, but like I always look at it as it's always going away.
Yeah, but okay. But see, here's the other thing. You have life experience that shapes people.
Yeah.
And then you have who they are that comes out, right? So let's just say whether you lived a privileged life or you lived you were an orphan, who you are is still the same guy. It's not going to change. By the way, I'm a nature over nurture. I think it's all genetics. I think a lot of it is DNA. You inherited traits from people. We were just talking about this in the car that, I think personality types.
You're saying it backwards.
What do you mean?
I think you're nurture. You're nurture over nature.
No, nature. Your DNA. It's in your
genetics.
genetics.
Oh, yeah. So nurture would be the people that are around you.
Right.
Affect who you are. Nature
again, man,
is who you are. Okay.
I was, like we were saying in the car, you get, like, a lot of poor kids are dicks. But in the movies, they romanticize the poor kids.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I grew up around. A lot of them are fucking assholes. And they would be assholes if they're rich. And we always demonize the kids that came from good stuff because, they're always the frat guy that, But in reality, some of them are great guys.
Yeah.
It's genetic. I think it's genetics and intelligence that dictate behavior. That's why I believe most people are average or below average. That's why you get people writing hateful shit or, fucking trying to manipulate in order to get ahead. There's something off.
Those people, I can definitely agree that.
So when I was going to make the analogy about the lion, truth is talent. Okay. Talent is like a lion. Just put it out. Eventually it's going to win. It's going to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. What were we talking about before this? I forgot what we were talking about.
Brody Stevens.
Oh, bro. Oh, no. It wasn't Brody. It was
John Caparulo.
Talk about people hating for no reason.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So I found out later on that there's two people that I was kind of close with that hated me, that did not like me at all.
You're gonna have to tell me the names after this.
Afterwards, I will.
Yeah.
And
just say them now and edit them out. Say it now and edit them out.
No, fuck that.
I want to know who the fuck they are.
No, it doesn't matter.
What does it rhyme with?
Huh?
What does it rhyme with?
Bob's Ragora.
No.
Phil Fur. No.
Phil Fur.
No, it's actually somebody that's, I'll tell you later. You may not even know him. To be
Shitney
honest.
Humming.
Pam Fripoli.
Fitzy Chore. Just kidding. Folly Chore.
No.
Bammy Chore. Hold on, it's my wife. She's up in Catalina. Give me a sec. Hey, you okay?
I'm good.
Do me a favor.
Okay?
No, I'm doing a podcast with Bret Ernst.
Is he okay?
Yeah. No, we're both fine. We're just drinking, talking shit.
Making sure. I know he had a car accident.
No, he's fine.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fine.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
good.
fine. By the way,
Always
the
a mom.
fucking next door neighbors, Isla went to war with tonight.
Why?
She was like, they're gonna play their music, I'll play my music. And
Oh,
Bruno
really?
Mars was screaming at the top of his lungs out of the backyard. She cranked it up so loud, bad.
And then your neighbors literally threw grenades at her.
Yeah, and then literally the neighbors just firebombed our house. You can hear the podcast. You can hear what? You don't even know how to work that night.
I just figured it out.
She called me and I didn't answer the phone next door. And I texted her and said, I'm out of town. Is everything okay? And she never responded.
Oh, it's Isla. Isla went to war with her.
By the way, your Leanne impression
That's what it was.
right on.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Good old Isla.
Isla.
Friends.
Oh, by the way, they're loud as shit. We're doing a podcast and it sounds like we're in fucking Ibiza.
Oh my God.
We're at the fucking Miami Festival. What's it called?
Holy shit, they're burning.
We're at
the
Life
goat.
is Beautiful in Vegas.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. All right. Is everything okay with you?
Yep. I'm going home, back to my hotel room to take a shower.
Hey, did Georgia go snorkeling?
Yep.
Oh, wait, what do you
She
mean
said
hotel
she had a
room?
blast.
Whoa. What are you talking dirty in front of my friend over here?
All right. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Love you too.
Bye. Yeah, my Leanne impression.
She could take jokes, right? Or no?
Oh, she can hardcore take jokes.
All right, good.
We did a promo for I'm doing Red Rocks again, and I'm doing it with Mark Norman. And I said something, and Mark Norman just goes, I go, it's Mark Norman. He's got a bunch of jokes. He goes, your wife's a whore. And I called Leanne. I go, hey, Mark said this. Can we post it? She goes, let me hear it. So we sent her the video, and she goes, I love it. Good. She's a big old dirty skank. And then she keeps going. She sells Leanne's a skank shirts now.
That's great.
Yeah.
Hey, can I check my body count on my Instagram, see if it went up? Dude, it is hilarious. People think I just started.
It's that you've been fucking working your ass off in the coal mines.
Well, if it wasn't for this kid, I wouldn't know how to do this shit, man.
So then what's better? Is it the like what's the yin versus the yang? For real quick,
73.9. We were at 73.4 in the beginning.
So what's the answer this for me, okay? What? So I'm trying to think of the right person.
This was your plan, by the way, because you said we're gonna get drunk.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of the right person to use. So like, we're both friends with Sebastian, so he knows we got nothing but love. So you're Sebastian, right? And you get the big pop, and you do Madison Square Garden, and then you get shit from people going, when he does the MTV Music Awards, and he gets destroyed.
By the way, we talked about that. That wasn't the worst he ever got it. Do you know when the worst he ever got it?
No.
I don't know if I should bring this up, but all right. So there was this thing called Faith the dog. He used to do a joke about, and it was a dog with no front legs.
No, I've never heard of
right?
This.
And
it
would hop
I already
around.
know I'm going to regret that I'm going to laugh really hard.
Oh no, dude, it was great. So he did this joke about Faith the dog that it would like hop. He goes, could you imagine you're at your friend's house and he calls the dog in? He goes, what is that, a kangaroo? So he did this whole shit on Faith the dog. So I guess the Faith the dog people were upset about it. So they posted a picture of me and Sebastian on like a gay site and said that we were dating as if that were an insult, because I guess they were upset that he made fun of a dog that didn't know it was being made fun of.
They picked
so
the
then
wrong.
So then what they did is they took let me do a hacky gay joke.
They picked the wrong two people. You have a gay brother and his dad's a hairdresser. They picked the wrong two fucking people.
We were passed along. Oh God, bro. The Faith the dog people were relentless.
Really?
Relentless.
I
man.
fucking love when that makes me but my point is what's
could
it
you
worth?
imagine getting mad making fun of an animal that doesn't even know it's being made fun of, and then on top of that trying to justify that? Is this bad? I don't want to put Sebi shit out there like that, but
no, it's
so we were together as a couple. I should pull the picture up, but of me and him smiling, and they had it on the site.
You guys would make the most Italian babies. It just come out of meatball. Hey, wait, what was? So
hold on. I started getting all this hate shit coming to me.
But you didn't give a fuck because you didn't.
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, but so then so is it worth it for you? You get 45,000 new followers
yes,
this week.
it's what-
Yeah, right? So fuck it. So fuck it, right? It's like, what do you, Faith the dog.
There it is. Yeah, Fate the dog. Yeah. Let's play it. Dude, this killed me,
We just
man.
put on headsets.
With the 2 legs,
So-
you see this thing?
Hang on.
Yeah, Faith the dog. Born with 2 hind legs. That's it, no front legs. Right? Now, what the mother of the dog is supposed to do on instinct is supposed to kill it. So the dog ain't gonna go nowhere with 2 legs. That's what they said on Oprah, believe me. Supposed to kill it. No, now you add humans to the equation. Oh, we're gonna save it. Save it?
Save.
For the first 2 weeks, the dog's walking around like this, right?
So I remember when he wrote this bit, bro, in the OR.
I'm looking at this, I'm like, what are they doing?
I know.
So they got the owner like, what we did is we dangled peanut butter in front of its head. So it would have to use the so the dog one day just pops up.
Right.
It's walking around like a human being.
He is so good.
He's one of my favorites, dude.
I'm like, what is it? And Oprah's like, please welcome Faith. And it comes out of the bag.
Isn't that brilliant? But you got to keep it playing,
And the
though.
crowd's like looking at the dog like you're looking at me like, should we laugh? Should we? What is it? They actually have B-roll of this dog walking across a pedestrian crosswalk. You imagine pulling up to the stop sign and seeing this? It's coming up for table scraps at the dinner table, right? Imagine being a guest in that house for dinner, not knowing they have a dog. And they're like, Faith, come get your meal. Oh my God, what is it? What is it, a kangaroo? What are you doing? Oh, it's okay.
Dude,
He
that
is
bit,
so
man.
fucking funny.
Ah, dude, it's great.
Dude, he is so funny. He has such a talent that I do not have in just using his body the way he does. When he can sell, I have a joke that I'm working on my new hour, and I go, and I consistently go, I wish I could just have Sebastian fix this for me.
Dude, this is the real Fate. Look,
Oh wait, this is the dog?
it's a cute dog, though. Look at it. It's a poor little thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was on Montel. Well,
Yeah,
there's
Fate
a little bit of whoreness in the.
Look at it. Look at it.
Look at the other dogs.
Oh, that poor thing. Look how precious it is. Look at it, but it's so cute, man. I mean,
so cute.
oh,
Look at that tongue wagging. She loves us, and we love
Can
her.
you imagine being a guest in this house and not knowing they have a dog?
oh God, bro, I gotta piss so bad. Here it comes. Look, the poor thing.
They bring it out.
Where did you find her? Well, we didn't actually find her. My son's friend's dog had puppies, and Reuben rescued her from her own mother.
Initially, when you first got into the game,
Well, it wasn't so much what the vet was saying. Everybody else was telling us to put her down. They were saying there's no way that you can actually train her to walk upright or to
Listen,
get off her
hold on.
chest
I
and
could get why you'd be upset because it's so fucking cute.
Don't
but
I'm a dog lover, so you can. Let me tell you something. We've had almost as bad. Priscilla had 5 knee surgeries, so like you get it. I get it, but it does walk really funny. And Sebastian really does a great impression of.
You know what? It was funny when we first saw it. Now it's depressing. Oh,
that's great.
Anyway, so he really pissed her off. So she,
that's fucking hilarious.
But then again.
And so that woman decided to post you as a gay couple.
Again, I get attacked because of fucking being, I'm getting attacked now. Isn't that great though?
Oh,
isn't that great? Anyway, so yeah, that was the fake the dog bit. So they went after both of us on that one, man. But what's great is when he called me up, he's like, "Listen, yeah," because I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" They these people, they did this and that, and that's the Wild West tour that we did.
Who's on the Wild West?
It was me.
Pull up the picture. Dwight Yoakam.
Yeah, Dwight Yoakam was on there, man. Vince. Oh, that bottom picture is a better one. See the one where we're all standing there? Yeah, that one.
You, Cap.
Me, Cap, Sebastian, and Ahmed. So how we got that is from doing the Dublins on Tuesdays in LA.
Really?
Yeah. So I was performing in Dublins, and then that's how I met Vince.
Peter Billingsley.
Yeah, it's that came out in 2006. That's when we shot it, I thought.
Dude, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Can you find the Faith the dog the gay site?
This is what pops up.
Oh, is that what pops up?
Sebastian and Bret.
Maybe they took it down. Wait, look at the picture of me and Vince Vaughn over there. That was at the Toronto festival. Let me tell you, man, Vince is such a fucking great guy, man.
Yeah, he seems like it. I met him once. He's. I mean,
he
can do no wrong in my eyes.
I'm going to tell you right now, doing the Vince Vaughn tour and that fucking TBS pilot is two of the greatest things I've ever done as far as fun wise. Well, I guess because we're all friends, but being on Cobra Kai, man, from soup to nuts, top to bottom, from the producers to the writers to Ralph to Billy Zabka to everybody that's on the show, man. I'm not. If it's bad, I don't even talk about it.
Right.
This show, the people, everybody's just fucking awesome, man.
Well, it seems like a fun crew.
Dude, we have a blast. Everybody's cool. And the kids, that's the other thing I want to say. All the kids that fight and shit, the karate kids that are there, no egos. They're all fucking, really? Everybody's great, man.
Now, I'm dying to know what's Ralph, give me a Ralph Macchio. Because I think we're all Ralph Macchio. Everyone's a Ralph Macchio fan.
Okay, so I met Ralph, I did Beer League, right? With Artie Lang?
No.
Yeah, so I met Ralph on Beer League.
Okay.
We had a brief scene. I was actually literally up for the 2 roles there, but they had already offered them. And then
He's just a fat fuck. I hate my body.
What's the 8 or 9ers, by the way?
I have no idea.
By the way,
it's a
if I get too
Tulsa.
drunk, just say wrap it up.
Oh, we gotta go. We gotta wrap it up. Leanne just texted me and was like, "Hey, you're supposed to be parenting Isla tonight." And I was like,
"How old is Isla?"
15.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, she's in there with my assistant. They're making dinner together, and I was like, "This is a fucking nightmare." He's as much of a child as she is.
Yeah, but she's 15.
Yeah, which means she'll just fucking trust me. So
all right, so really quick. What were you asking me about?
Ralph Macchio. You're up for Beer League. You're supposed to do a bigger part.
No. I read for Ralph's part, and then for the bad guy, the one the Guido, the bad Guido.
Yeah.
And the guy that wrote it, Frank Sebastiano, was like, "Dude, we loved you, but
how do I know Frank Sebastiano?
He wrote on Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one that did Beer League.
Yeah.
And I've known Artie a while too. So long story boring. They just offered me a small role, right? It was like the third baseman or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that whole day we were shooting in Rutherford, New Jersey, and then I was hanging with Ralph and it's just in passing.
Yeah.
So now I show up And Ralph remembered hanging out at the fucking on the show. Like it would be like if you talk, like say you did your movie and there was an under 5 there.
I'm not going to remember. I thought you came up with Mickey Mantle G.
No, you didn't. You owned.
I was just sitting there going like, okay, all right. So wait, so is he really that cool of a dude?
Here's what I love about just talking to him. And by the way, man, again, these people we're and you know, now I'm doing the Italian thing. Well, the Italian American thing, where you have to preference that I'm not dick riding here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Rogan, right? Joe's been the best at everything he's ever, from pool to karate to fucking being on a sitcom to being a great stand-up. When you're around these people and you talk to them and you're cool with them, you forget sometimes who you're around, right?
Yeah, definitely. I know that feeling.
Because Joe is probably one of the most powerful people in media. Right.
He is the most powerful person in media, and he is one of the most famous people in the world.
Ralph, on the other hand, again, worked with Coppola, worked with John Avildsen, the one that did Rocky, is a Broadway actor. You're sitting with a guy that was in The Outsiders, My Cousin Vinny, Karate Kid, and you forget that until you talk to him. And now you're sitting there with which was arguably, when we were kids, fucking one of the biggest stars.
Greatest summer movie that I've ever seen in my entire life. My Cousin Vinny, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, but he worked
with Coppola on The Outsiders.
The Outsiders, one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Right.
Without a doubt.
And again, man, it's not like he didn't, he's not only an established actor, he talks about acting like we do comedy. And you just sit there and you're sitting with somebody that's not only a trained actor, but dude, it's just a wealth of knowledge with theater, all that shit, man.
Yeah.
And that was like the thing that I forgot. Like I was sitting with. It would be like, like
when you sit with a chef and you forget, oh, he's eating this meal differently than I'm eating it.
No, it's who you're sitting with, right? Like Bill Burr's a friend, Joe's a friend, right? To the public, this is one of the greatest comedians, and but to us, you forget who you're sitting with.
I definitely forget.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Because again, it just bleeds into what we do. But I'm saying with Ralph, when you're with him, and he talks about acting and training and like the directors and his favorite movies and the way he breaks it down. I mean, working with Pesci, and you forget.
Oh, you forget definitely Pesci. I mean, he worked with Tom Cruise,
Coppola,
Emilio
the guy that
Estevez.
directed. Yeah, but
I mean, when you look at the cast of Outsiders, you go, "What a fucking!"
All right, so for those of the younger people that are listening, don't
talent.
know, if you can watch The Outsiders, it's Emilio Estevez, Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Tom
Rob
Cruise, Rob Lowe, Ralph. Who else is in it? Leif Garrett,
Matt Dillon.
Can I tell you a funny story? All right,
That's what C. Thomas Howell looks like.
Wait, hold on. This is a great story. Okay, so if you ever look at
Diane Lane.
Hold on. Hey, pull up the picture of The Outsiders. The Matt Dillon. What the fuck? That's the big. That was one of the biggest ones.
Sofia Coppola, Tom Waits.
Yeah, dude.
What
Tom Waits,
fucking
dude.
Cast.
So here's a good Ralph story that I found out, because Ralph's when I tell you he's extremely funny, he's fucking, and so's Zapka's fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
And by the way, I met him with Skylar Stone at the Improv years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, you see how everybody's laughing?
Yeah.
Except for Ralph, right?
Yeah.
So the picture was originally supposed to be a bunch of tough guys. They were all supposed to be scowling. So what happened was, while they were taking the picture, somebody went to go eat at the craft service table. So they stopped. They said, "Hey, that's for the talent." Okay. So the guy walked away, whatever. So now they go to take the picture again. Leif Garrett goes to grab something from the craft service table. Ralph goes, "Hey, that's for the talent." And then they all broke up laughing because, he was Leif Garrett. Yeah. And then they stayed, and that's when they snapped the photo. So that was the reaction to Ralph's joke.
God.
But it was supposed to be, you see, everybody's laughing because he said to Leif, "Hey, that's for the talent."
Can you imagine, out of all those people, the star was going to be Tom Cruise? that crazy? Out of all those
Well,
people,
dude, I mean, or if
Well,
you
no,
think
no,
about
no,
it,
no, no.
Suave was strong if he didn't pass. and
no,
then-
but he was never Tom Cruise.
Nah,
Tom Cruise.
no,
Tom Cruise is the biggest movie star that's ever been alive.
I would argue DiCaprio. No,
Nope,
yeah,
it's Tom
well,
Cruise.
Yeah, man, that's a good point.
Tom Cruise is the biggest movie star that's ever been alive, ever in the history of the world. Forever. He's got more franchise hits.
Dude, he's like 60, right? And he looks amazing.
I just saw Top Gun Maverick with Isla, and she decided she was joining the Navy last night. She was like, I'm definitely becoming a fighter pilot.
How long you been married?
I don't. Thank you, Halston. 18 years. Yeah, 18 years.
So let me ask you this, because I get when you're married, because, you know, like I was with one girl for 11 years, right? 18 is a long time, bro.
Yeah.
So are you just like, you know what? Fuck it, have the fantasy. I don't give a shit.
No. I mean,
Is it like an open thing where like
No.
maybe me and you could? No, I'm sorry. I meant. Wait, how did that happen?
Yeah,
I must be drinking.
she would. I think she'd be interested. She would love to switch it up a little bit.
No, watch me and you fuck.
I bet she'd pay for that.
Oh, I gotta tell you my Segura story.
Yeah, tell me your cigar story.
So when I
And
graduated,
then one more drink. That's it.
yeah,
I
that's
swear to
it.
God.
Come on, have another one. The kid will be fine. What do you?
Yeah.
She's 15.
Let me call her and make sure she's okay.
Dude, this is the problem with the youth today. That 15 years old, I was home by myself at fucking 8. I'm embarrassed for you right now. How drunk are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
4.
Fuck out of here. Oh yeah, you can drink. I got one for you. Remember?
Hang on. Hey,
Yeah.
you okay?
Sleep.
Oh, you were asleep?
See what you did?
Okay. Oh, sorry. Go back to sleep. I love you.
It's 10 o'clock.
Did you eat dinner,
Shit, we gotta go.
Isla?
Yep.
Okay. I love you. Go back to bed, okay?
Yeah, dude. First of all, it's 10 o'clock. I got a show tomorrow. I
yeah,
gotta be
yeah.
up for the press tomorrow. All right.
All right.
What were we talking about?
One more drink, a Tom Segura story.
No, there
and
was
then we'll wrap
that's
it
something
up.
else I was
Tom
saying
Segura story.
before that, before you got on the phone.
The problem with kids these days.
No, fuck it. I'll tell you the Tom story. So,
Steve Byrne bought me this bottle, by the way.
dude, okay, you're gonna confuse
Austin, I'm
me.
going to need some
Come on, we're not doing coke, Bert.
little.
By the way, Holston, how tall are you? I didn't even realize that. Fuck out of here.
6'5", but Pentecostal. So
What does that even mean?
he doesn't.
Is that like pentagrams?
No, it means that he was born very sheltered, so he hasn't had the set of life experiences that everyone else has had. So sometimes he'll operate in the world in a way where you realize he's not one of us. So like yesterday, he said,
He's a fucking alien. This kid's built like a fucking.
He said, we went to a taco restaurant, and they said, "Can I get you something?" He said, "Well, I'm a vegan. I guess I'll just get the chorizo."
He's not a vegan.
He's a vegan. He goes, "I guess I'll just get the chorizo." And they were like, "Okay." And I go, "That's not vegan." And he goes, "Is it not the same as the one I get?" And we went, "You mean soy rizo?" He didn't realize that chorizo is the derivative. Chorizo is a derivative of chorizo. So he, like, sometimes Halston doesn't, like, he didn't grow up watching TV. He didn't grow up listening to music. He had to find music, and that's why
what is this, Footloose?
yeah, kind of, right, Halston?
Not until I was 13. I didn't have like
Halston, how old are
anything.
you?
30.
All right.
Yeah.
30, engaged to a very beautiful, cool chick. Got his shit together now, but he lived a very sheltered life.
Yeah, I didn't get cool until I was in high school. It took a long time.
That's still young, though.
I was lucky. I was very lucky. I could have been a weird, like, Christian, like, I don't want to watch Harry Potter.
He wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter as a kid.
No Pokemon, no Harry Potter, no secular music, no non-Christian
Harry Potter,
music.
I guess he was a kid, huh?
He was a wizard.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I was 10 when it came out.
Yeah, he was a kid.
I was 10 when it came
That's
out.
crazy how old we are, bro.
I remember when we were Travel Channel, they were upset with the Secret Time, Hardcore Secret Time. I remember someone saying they weren't a fan of Ghost Adventures because it was the occult. Because Scripps was owned by like some pretty like strict people with like religious shit. And I remember going like, "Are you fucking serious?" I go, "It's Ghost Adventures. It's the highest rated show on your fucking network." All right, Tom Segura.
So, first time I meet Tom, we're at the Improv.
He's about 290 pounds, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, man. Looks the same to me.
He's always looked the same.
So do you. You guys are like, like Fidel Castro, Terry Bradshaw. They always looked old.
Wait, do you dye your hair? Because your hair's still perfect.
No, it's still gray, bro.
You have gray in your hair?
Yeah, see it?
God damn it. Fullest head of hair in fucking
But you know what's
Hollywood.
weird is that my beard, like if I grow, this is all gray, and this is gray. I get
Really?
gray chest hair, yeah.
I have no gray chest hair. I get gray here, and I get 2 patches of gray on my cheeks, but like on the corners. And when I get my hair, when I get my hair cut, I have my hairstylist dye these 2 because they look like bald spots, so it makes my beard look weird from a distance. And so on camera it bothers me, so I just have them dye those.
Yeah, it's weird though. Like the hair on my ass is gray.
Oh, I can't see my pubic hair. I can't see my pubic hair. Or I'd tell you, man, I haven't seen my ball hair in forever. I don't know if it's gray. Oh, fuck. Will you tell me?
Don't you take your root. No, it's not.
Okay. Okay. I should have asked
By
her.
the way, your pube hair looks like Linus from the Snoopy character.
It's because I've gained weight, so it's got more mass there. It's when. Do you remember when it looked like Ralphie was losing his
Why
hair?
don't you even see? This kid doesn't pay attention. You laughed. I don't have gray ass hair.
I thought you might. It's like that old David Tell joke. I found the gray hair on my pubes the other day, and everyone goes, "Ooh," and he goes, "Don't worry, it wasn't mine."
Dude, my favorite to tell joke is, should we have, I don't know if we should have chicken or fish, so we have penguin.
It's hard to defrost. Is it just me? Or does an owl look like an attorney for a parrot? So fucking funny. He's so fucking funny. Oh,
Dude, I'm not going to lie, man. The Faith the Dog joke is like one of my top fucking jokes. I keep saying top 5, but how funny was the Faith the Dog, bro?
dude, that's, by the way, that's even funnier once you got to watch the joke. Then watch the dog. That's so good. So wait, tell me when you met Segura. I feel like I got up to it.
So 1990.
No, it's not when you met Segura.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I got a scholarship to play football at Lenore Ryan College in Hickory, North Carolina.
Okay.
Okay. So I came in, there was a freshman class of like 14 of us. Long story boring. I get kicked out. My friends get kicked out. But they called our dorm the ghetto.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that at that time, it's different now. There was a lot of rednecks that lived in the dorm because our dorm had a lot of different minorities. And I still remember when I met this one guy, I'm not going to say his name, even though he was a racist fucking scumbag. He goes, "Hey man, what are you?" I says, "I'm Italian." "I'm Italian American." And by the way, can I just make this clear real quick?
Yeah.
To all the people from Italy that were mad because this kid wrote Italians getting fucking clubbing. In America, Italian Americans, we say we're from Italy. We say we're Italian, not to claim Italy. It's to let those fuckers that called us Dagos and Wops and fucking Guineas that we're proud of who the fuck we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because our grandparents and our grandparents spoke the language. My mother speaks, but it's more to define ourselves like this story. Now, again, Italian racism doesn't really exist in the 21st century.
It doesn't with me and you. Like same as Irish racism.
Yeah,
It's like,
it doesn't
You
exist.
can call me a Mick.
Right.
or,
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
It's not even a thing.
Yeah.
When my grandparents came in the
It was
30s,
real for
it was
them.
a real fucking
It was real
thing.
for them. And it was real for my grandmother.
And
I'm
my mom.
guessing.
My mom. Like
Probably for my mom and dad too.
my dad's mother had a problem with my mother being Italian. They didn't, we had a stigma with us.
Yeah.
Which is why we own it.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're American first.
Okay, go back to the.
So the story is that because of all the groups, so the guy goes, "What are you?" I says, "I'm Italian." He goes, "Oh, you ain't nothing more than a Puerto Rican." So my roommate and one of my best friends, Angel, rest his soul, was Puerto Rican, but he didn't look Puerto Rican. He goes, "Yo, I'm Puerto Rican," right? Long story boring. It caused a problem. We ended up, all of us, like a bunch of us got kicked out. It got a little out of hand.
Yeah.
So I meet Tom. Tom went to Lenore Ryan.
Yeah.
He went to that college in North Carolina. We were talking, and he stayed in the hallway, and he says, yeah, they called it the ghetto still. And I'm like, do you know why they called it the ghetto? And I was one of the reasons why they called it the
And
ghetto.
by the way, Tom's Peruvian.
I know.
They put him in the ghetto.
Well, that was the name of the dorm, but
Yeah.
it stuck. The nickname stuck because of us. And I forget how old Tom is, but he's younger than me.
But he looks way older. Isn't that crazy? He looks like 70 almost.
But what's the irony of that? Now, you motherfucker, we were in Tallahassee at the same time.
Yeah.
And you probably, if you bought weed, it was probably from me at that time.
It was probably you. It got touched by you. Well, I know where to find the good weed in the ghetto.
No, for real. So North Carolina, I was with Tom, that affiliation.
That
and
is
then
kind
with
of
you.
crazy. That is kind of
Isn't
crazy.
that a fucking,
Do you know who was on? Do you remember?
is that a coincidence or am I just drunk?
No. I love good. Do you know Christian Harloff?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, Christian was at Florida State,
Yeah.
but dude, now I sound like, I got him into the comedy store.
The first night I ever went on stage was at Pop Belly's in Tallahassee.
Pop Bellies. I remember Pop Bellies.
And Christian Harloff was there, and I got I think a Miller Lite, and I cracked it, and it was like maybe 30 minutes before showtime. And he goes, "Hey man, can I give you a little bit of advice? You've never done this, right?" I went, "No." And he said, "Don't do that." And I said, "What?" And he goes, "Don't have a beer."
Wait,
He's
he
like,
was doing comedy up there?
Yeah. He goes, if I were you, I would do this sober because you want this to be a job, right? I said, yeah. And he goes, well, then don't get hammered and get on stage, because if you do it and you do well, you'll always have to get hammered and get on stage.
So
I have never had to drink on stage ever. I can go stone sober on stage, 100% sober my entire hour because of Christian Harloff.
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Christian Harloff was there that very first night. That's me, my first night on stage. I brought the beer on stage, and he goes, "Bring it on stage, and if you need a sip, have a sip, but you won't get drunk. You don't need it." And so I never.
That was at Pop Bellies?
It's a Pop Bellies, yeah.
So the first time I technically did comedy was in Tallahassee, and I say technically because it was a karaoke night. So I didn't know about open mics.
Yeah,
it's true. It was at Bullwinkle's. No, for real. Remember Bullwinkle's?
Of course, I remember Bullwinkle's.
So I went up. Actually, I'm looking for my phone because I want to call this kid so he can verify this story. So, where's my phone? Oh, is it dead? No. So this is a great story. If I can call this kid. So long story boring. I get up.
Bullwinkle's is on Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's it's just down the block from Ken's and Yanni's, which was like super popular when I was there, but it's still around. And they did 99-cent highballs, and that is where I learned what a highball was.
Dude, so this guy was doing Yo, Canoe, listen really quick.
How are you?
I'm on Bert. I'm doing good, cuz I'm on Bert Kreischer's podcast. Old friend of mine. He was in Florida State when we were up there. Okay,
Yeah.
remember the first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna tell. Could you really quick say what the first time I did comedy was at Bullwinkle's? Right? Was that the name of the place?
Yep.
What happened?
You got up on stage and said,
What was for karaoke? It was supposed to be karaoke.
open mic. Hey, yeah, okay, yeah. It was open mic night, and you said,
No, it was karaoke though. It wasn't comedy.
all right, hey, listen, man, I love you, but I'm really busy, bro.
All right, hold on. All right, go. I love this kid. He's the best. Oh,
I love you, but I'm really busy, bro.
I heard the girl in the background.
Oh yeah, that was. I thought he had kids. Yeah, I love you, but I'm really busy, bro.
Dude, my friends never change.
Wait,
He's one of my oldest friends.
Did he grow up in Florida?
Yes and no. I'll tell you about him off air, bro.
And you got to tell me the two guys that you have beef with.
I will. So long story boring. It was karaoke night.
Yeah.
And I went up, and instead of singing, I started doing comedy. Right? Because I didn't know what to do. I wish he was fucking this kid though. When I tell you about this kid, he's out of his mind.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's fucking nuts.
He's our age. He's got to be.
He's younger.
Well, yeah,
like maybe 2 years.
Okay. So
but
he's 48.
Well, listen, man, he's a savage, bro.
Really?
I'll tell
Does
you.
he still live in Florida?
Yeah, he's like you. He's got a couple places in South Beach, and then he's all over the place. This kid.
God, that's not like me. So wait, so
long story boring. I went up and there was all these like fraternity guys there, and I thought it would be funny to start ripping on them, right? You know, because I was like, what's it like to pay for your friends? Just started fucking going in. Long story boring, fucking full on riot. I get carried out and fucking thrown out. The guy that was running the, but by the way, this is why he don't know how to tell stories. Karaoke.
Yeah.
It was a comedy night. So I signed up for karaoke so I could do comedy. Like I wasn't gonna sing. I was just gonna fucking try some material.
And you just lit up a bunch of Lambda Chi's.
Dude, bro, it was awful.
Really? I wish I could say that I was there that night. That would have been such a great tie-in. And I was like, that was me and my friends that carried you out. And
Dude, I have two stories for you when we get off air. It has to do with Tallahassee.
All right, let's tidy this up and talk about your new special.
By the way, how great is that? Because you heard it in the background.
I love you. I'm busy. By the way, can I just tell you, and edit this out if it sounds bad. She sounded Asian, right?
I have no idea.
Okay, everyone play it back.
Dude, this kid's a savage, bro.
I'd love to pull up a picture of him, see what he looked like. I'd love to find him on Facebook and see if we have any mutual friends.
I can't.
No, we're not gonna. I'm just saying I'd love to.
We will afterwards.
Okay.
I know your daughter's sleeping, and you gotta make sure.
I got fucking. So wait, tell me about the new special.
Right, special.
That's why we came here. It comes out tomorrow.
Is that why we're here?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
That's right. Yeah.
Dude,
Well,
I'm
first
telling
of
you
all,
what I say when you
when
told
are
me
we airing this tomorrow?
We can air it tomorrow if you want to air it tomorrow.
Yeah, let's air it tomorrow because I'm at the new Mic Drop. Well, you know, you're doing the fucking theaters now, but Mic Drop Comedy Club just opened in San Diego. Great club. I'm there.
Mic Drop Comedy Club.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
It just opened up like 4 weeks ago.
Where's it at? Okay.
So I'll be there this weekend.
Halston, can we release this tomorrow? Oh fuck!
All right, don't.
Can we release it Monday? We'll release it next week. Next week.
Then don't
We'll
worry
release
about
it
Mic
next
Drop.
week. Okay.
New special is called Domesticated Animal. I'm self-releasing it again, as we all are.
Put more money in it than the last one. Same.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a point of diminishing returns where you go, and they're not, because like so we bought all camera equipment when we went on tour for Fully Loaded, and now you have to shoot everything on a cell phone because everything's vertical. So it's really sucks. Is that it's a point of diminishing returns where you're like, it doesn't matter to shoot it better. It's going on reels. That's all that matters. So I'm just curious if because I know there's a price point that you can only shoot a special for on Netflix. They need certain standards, but you're not going to spend more than X amount because
a lot of that is padded, man. So, I mean, again, man, we'll talk afterwards. Yeah. But yeah, no, I made my money back enough to where I could get divorced. I could buy a house, get divorced, lose the house,
and get a house in Vegas,
and then get a condo in Vegas. But I'm not making Kreischer money, dog. But,
it's right around the corner, man. I'm telling you when I say this. I'm honestly the reason I no joke. I got excited when you were saying you were releasing a new special because I love the way you work. I love the way your brain works, and I love watching you do stand up. When you say my top 5 favorite comics, I'll tell you top 5 favorite specials. Principal's Office is in there without a doubt. It's so good. It's so masterful that I preached it to everyone on our bus. I was like, you guys, we got to watch this together. It's so fucking good. I texted you privately and then posted it everywhere.
And you know
so
what
I'm excited.
sucks? I did it in one take.
Hey man, that's old school. That's what we used to have to do. Now I got the luxury. I do 4 shows and you can piece it together. That's the fucking. That's when you catch it in the bottle and no one can deny it.
Well, that's all I had. That's all I had the money for.
How many takes did you do on this one?
On this one, we did 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday.
Great.
But I would say it's worse when you have more to choose from.
It makes it tougher. I know for a fact. I mean, Secret Time for me was 2 shows, and I just got it on the second show. We used the whole second show.
But see, what happens with me is I can't watch myself. I'm not that and this is where I understand, the ship. I can't critique myself. I can't be objective. And what I mean by that is I like I'll see a joke that I've recorded, but I've done it 10 times better in a club.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sucks compared to what I did live.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what I did was I told the editor, I said, just go. I don't want to see anything.
Yeah, by the way, you got to let the people that you hire do the jobs you hired them to do. I have an editor do a string cut, and then Leanne and I go in together. I bring a bottle of wine or 2 or 3, and Leanne.
Finished that bottle of Jameson, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm well aware of
I have
that.
to piss so bad.
We'll wrap this up. Let's talk about the special. We'll clean it up. We'll say goodbye. You'll tell me the names. But I have Leanne do all my editing on my first 5 minutes because Leanne's really good at being critical of what's not good. And then,
by the way, one of the names, 100% guaranteed. The other name, more recent, and I don't know if it's true or not. I still have to vet it.
Are you talking about the 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So tell me about the special.
All right,
What's the name
here's
of
a
it?
special.
Out of the Cage.
It's called Out of the Cage. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, that's why I brought the kid. It's called Domesticated Animal. Out of the Cage is the one I haven't shot.
Yeah, okay. Let's promote the special you haven't shot yet.
It's called Out of the Cage.
It's called Bret's Back. It's my big special.
It's called Turning 60.
It's called 36. It's called Cancer Can't Stop Me. It's called In Remission.
See, now you gave me Milwaukee. You gave me better luck.
I know Milwaukee.
It's called 70s the New 40.
70s the New 40. It's called The Fifth Wife's a Charm.
It's called Recanceled.
It's fuck.
It's like Quantum Leap. Dude, I got to piss so bad. All right, so it's called Domesticated Animal. No, wait, right?
Yes, it's on
No,
YouTube.
no, I'm on Domesticated Animal.
Yeah, that's the one you just shot.
All right, so it's tomorrow. No, I shot this motherfucker before, right when COVID hit.
COVID, yeah.
It's called Domesticated Animal. It's a follow-up to Principal's Office. If you're married or going through a divorce, it should resonate. Bert, I love you, but I've been eyeing that money on the table. I would love to steal that, even though it's not real.
Take it. No, you knew it's not real? You knew it's not real?
I can tell.
Oh, God.
I can tell 100% it's not real.
I gotta get it rid because people look at it and it fucks with their heads. They're like,
"No, it's not
how much
real.
is that?" I
can
go,
tell it's not real.
"Yeah, it's not real at all."
No, I can
no
tell.
one keeps $10,000 on the fucking table.
Yeah, I could tell from over there, but I'm just saying. Yeah, it's called Domesticated Animal. It comes out tomorrow, which would be
just
go to my YouTube
just go to
page.
his YouTube page.
Yeah, YouTube page.
Subscribe and then do your best axis against the evil and fight the Italians in his comment section. Write to them. You're not real
Can I
Italians.
be honest with you? I get it. I get it.
No. Let's go head to head with Italy. Oh, don't. I'm going to Italy in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Fuck
Stop.
that. Yeah.
Plus, you don't want to fuck with the Italians.
I'm gonna get into your comment section and go, "You're not a real Italian."
I blame this kid. I blame him.
Yeah.
He put Italians going into nightclubs.
The Ashkenazi Jew over here set you up just like Hitler did. Grazie, Nazi. Oh,
No,
I love
but
you, brother.
it comes out. Go to Bret Comedy, BRET 1T comedy.com. And just you can subscribe to all my shit right now.
I love you.
I love you too, bro. You know how much I love you, man.
Go piss.
I gotta pee hard.